he'll be tough for the Bearcats to handle. Kevin Hillis will draw that starting assignment, trying to hold him under 10 points a contest. And we'll be back with the Dexter Bearcats starting 5 in just 1 minute. For the Dexter Bearcats, 17-3 on the season, one of the best seasons that they've had in several years. They'll start like this. They're looking to stretch that to 18-3 and go into district play. And this is a very valuable game for the Bearcats in that if they can win this, that jumps them up a notch on the ladder, and they could get seeded #1 in districts, which the drawing comes up Wednesday night. So this is a very pivotal game. And this is the last game that Dexter will play before Wednesday night, having an off night Tuesday night. So Dexter vitally needs this contest to try to get seeded #1 in districts. Starting 5 for the Bearcats, but it looks like this. Jimmy Paul Smith, he's a senior, 5'9". He's averaging 10 points a game. Kevin Stafford will play inside. He's got a good perimeter shot, but he doesn't shoot much. He's averaging 12 points, and he's averaging around 8 rebounds a contest. Kevin Hillis, he's a defensive man. Pours in about 12 points a contest. He's 6'1" and a senior for the Bearcats. Matt Pruitt, he's averaging about 20 points a contest and about 10 rebounds a contest. And Pruitt's coming off 2 fine ball games, averaging 25 and 29, 30 points in the last 2 outings. And the round out the starting 5, Jeff Russell will start. He'll be the postman. He's 6'1" and a senior for the Bearcats. Very crucial for Jeff Russell also to have a good contest. And we'll be back in just 30 seconds with this contest.
The Dexter Bearcats, the Kennett Indians, were ready to set. And when we've got the Motley crew across the way,
I'll tell you what.
They had to set Kenny Esther, Bill Fisher, Ronnie LeGrand, and John Bankin across from us.
What a crew.
What a crew.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't recognize Bankin. He got that new curly haircut. And
I'll tell you what, he looks about 20 years younger, I'll guarantee you
don't
that.
say that. Don't say that.
Or he'll get it all curled. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been looking forward to this game for several weeks. I think, Jim, this is going to be a good ball game.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people here. Kennett brought lots of folks. One of the best seasons that they're having. And really, Kennett's peaking at the right time. You know, they're really playing good ball right now, and they're beating some quality people. They beat Charleston, Zenith Hornsville, and they're really playing some good basketball right now. And so kind of look for...
Well, in the preseason, they were one of the top favorites in the area. And then they got off to a rough start. Todd Turlington was injured. Coming out of the football season, had the injury. And then during the Christmas tournament, he hurt it a little bit. And I think they took him out, took him to Columbia, had his little roller coaster type of season. They play well, then they slack off. They play well, and they've been playing well the last couple, 3 games.
Yeah, they sure have. It's crucial that Matt Pruitt has a good ball game because I think Kennett's going to play a man-to-man. They've always played a man-to-man, but talking to some of their press people, I won't be surprised if they do play a little zone. And Jim Hall and Don Thompson coach a lot alike. They both like to play man-to-man, but Jim Hall has had to play zone this year, and the times he's played zone, it's worked out for him.
Absolutely it has, and most notably was the game he was talking about at Richmond. Came in, got into foul trouble very early in the ball game, and had to drop out of his man-to-man, went into the zone, didn't react, and it was just over from that point on.
That's one reason that Kennett's been having to go to the zone is because of foul trouble. They've got some good depth this time. Usually Kennett's shallow, you know, they have 4 or 5 kids that can play good quality ball, but they do have a good team, and I think the Bearcats are going to come out fired up, and it's crucial that they have a good first quarter. They've been a slow starter all year long.
We'll be back to the ball game after these messages.
If you're in the market for a new high-horsepower tractor, Sire Equipment, your Case IH dealer in Dexter, invites you to stop in and check out the Magnum line. Ranging from 131 to 195 PTO horsepower, Magnum means more, and that's exactly what you get in these tractors. Call Sire Equipment at 624-8021, 624-8021. Let Elmer or Roger give you all the details. Sire Equipment, your Case IH dealer, now in their new expanded facilities, Highway 114 East in Dexter. Do it now.
A checking account with Southern Missouri Savings and Loan gives you the secure feeling of knowing your money is safe, secure, and available when you want it. It also gives you a permanent record of each withdrawal. For a better record of your spending, open a checking account at Southern Missouri Savings and Loan today.
You can always count on us. We'll be there when you need us most. Our people make the difference.
Southern Missouri Savings and Loan. Never a dollar lost, never a dividend missed. FDIC insured.
Good evening, it's 8:15 KDEX weather tonight. Expect fair skies this evening. Areas of dense fog developing after midnight, low of 35. Tomorrow morning fog, then mostly sunny, high of 60 degrees. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 35. And for Sunday, mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of light rain and a high of 56. Right now it's 33 at KDEX. And in case you missed the Missouri Pick 3 numbers earlier, tonight's winning numbers in Missouri Pick 3 are 3, 4, and 1. That's 3, 4, and 1. We now return to Stoddard County basketball on KDEX.
The national anthem. That's the whole trio of the Dexter High School students. We'll try to get who they are for you. And Benji Henderson, I know, is one of them. We're set for basketball. It's 1991 Winter Homecoming Sports for the Dexter Bearcats. And again, the Queen, Tanya Link, sits across from us as she will reign over the ball game tonight. This is Queen Tanya again.
We're set back, folks, so this is going to be a good one. This place is packed, and this is high school basketball at its finest right here. Packed house, homecoming, banners flying, and two fine ball teams going head-to-head here at the end of the season.
Are the Kennett Indians is Taylor, Farmer, Jefferson, Tarleton, and Prince. For the Bearcats, Smith, Hill, Stafford, Russell, and Foote. Tossed in the air, controlled by the Kennett Indians. Jeff Farmer with it at the top to the left side. Lemons gives it to the... We've had a lot of different changes. We don't have the starting lineup. He's changed on us.
Yeah, he's changed on us again. Robert Lemons is
Taylor with it, loses it, and Lemons picks it up. And it's stolen by Hillis. Kevin Hillis with the steal, gives it to man Pruitt. Pruitt across the midcourt, stops at top, starts to hit a three, but didn't do it. Gives it to Jimmy Paul Smith. Smith with the dribble. Drops back out midcourt, directs traffic, spins, looks right, looks left, now gives it to Pruitt on the right wing. 7:23 left in the first quarter. No score. We're just underway. Kevin Hillis with it on the right wing. To the top to Jimmy Paul Smith. The Bearcats being patient, looking for perhaps the back door. Hillis with it. Now finds the back door. Jimmy Paul Smith gets it. And the Dexter Bearcats short scoring. 7:04 left in the first quarter. The Dexter Bearcats lead 2-0. They passed the perimeter. They got the back door. Jimmy Paul Smith wide open. Laid it up and in. Kennett Indians with it at the top. David Whitehorn. Whitehorn loses it in the lane and picked up by Stafford. Outlet pass to Pruitt at the top. Three-pointer by Pruitt. Off the back of the rim. Stafford had the ball go out of bounds off of him. A hustling play by Kevin Stafford. He just couldn't get the ball. He stepped, went out of bounds, but nonetheless, he stepped in front of one of the Kennett Indians and got the basketball. Kennett with it at the top. Taylor to the left side to Lemons. Lemons looks out to Taylor, to the Jefferson. In the free throw line, we have traveling on Al Jefferson in the lane, and the turnover gives the ball to the Bearcats. 6:28 left in the first quarter. Dexter 2, Kennett yet to score.
Good defense for the Bearcats. Three quick turnovers on Kennett. They haven't got a shot off yet.
Jimmy Paul Smith with it. Gives it to Kevin Hillis. Try to get it back door to Smith. Finally gets it. Lays it up, rolls across, and the rebound to Jefferson of Kennett. Outlet pass. Taylor to the baseline. Now they go to the top. Tarleton shots up short and on the floor. The ball. Well, they didn't stop anything. But on the floor, Dexter Bearcats wanted to travel, didn't get it, and putting the ball up. Whitehorn, it didn't go. Rebound Stafford for the Bearcats. We have a foul, and Stafford is called on the back. Fans don't like it, but that doesn't matter. The official called it.
Al Jefferson got sandwiched that time by, I think it was Hillis and by Stafford, and he was nowhere to go, and he was trying to jump, and there was just some shoving in there, each person backing into each other, and Stafford gets the foul. I agree with the call. Good call.
Kennett with the ball. At the top, Whitehorn. Gives it now to Farmer. Farmer to Taylor. Taylor to Tarleton at the free throw line. His shot's up off the back of the rim. Pruitt with the rebound. On the right side. Crosses midcourt. Stops, waits for Jimmy Paul. Jimmy Paul to the right side to Kevin Hillis. Inside they tried to go. It was slapped away. Pruitt ran the loose ball down. Being double teamed and loses out of bounds. And the Kennett Indians take over with 5:30 left in the first quarter. Dexter 2, Kennett yet to score.
That's 2 turnovers for the Bearcats now and 3 for the Kennett Indians.
Kennett with the basketball. At the top, Taylor. To the right side, Turlington. Turlington to Whitehorn. Whitehorn to Lemon. Up and in.
Yeah, Todd Turlington got it on the give and go. Good bounce pass down low, and Turlington picked up his first 2 points.
And we're tied at 2. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Dexter 2, Kennett 2. Pruitt on the left baseline. Shots up. Got it.
Well, that's what Matt Pruitt needs to do. He circled in the middle, got the ball with his back to the basket, picked up a screen from Stafford, and got the J to go down. First 2 now for Matt Pruitt.
Dexter leads 4-2 with the ball. Kennett. They have the basketball. Whitehorn with it. To Turlington in the lane. Bounce pass to the left side. And we're going to have a blocking foul on Stafford. That's his second. Tried to cut the lane off. Official said he didn't get there soon enough, and Kevin Stafford picks up his second personal foul.
That's not a good deal for the Bearcats because that's his second foul, and 4:42 left to play in the first quarter.
Kennett with it at the top. Taylor to the right side, Turlington. Looking in at Jefferson, can't find him. Now we go back to the top. With the dribble, Whitehorn kicks it back out to Taylor. Drives the lane, shots up, it's going to be short. And Kevin Hillis comes out with the rebound. Hillis still with the basketball. Pruitt now on the right side, 3-pointer, got it.
Well, Matt Pruitt is going to keep shooting that 3-pointer. They're going to have to come out on him, and either that they're going to hope he shoots Dexter out of the game. But so far, Matt's 2 for 3, 2 for 2, 1 out of 2 from that 3-point line. Kennett brings it down, takes it over to the right side.
Turlington with it. To the left side they go. They give it to Lemon. Back door to Turlington. Gets Jeff Russell in the air. Also gets Pruitt in there. And that shot goes up. And we have a foul on Jefferson as he cleared the area. He cleared about 3.
I'll tell you what, they're going to call it close in here. Steve Rhodes is one official. I'm not sure who the other one is, but they called the B game very close. And that's the way the Bearcats like it. And Don Thompson really giving it to the official as he comes down the floor. 7-2 in favor of the Bearcats right now. Could up their lead to 9-2.
3:50 left in the ball game. Jimmy Paul Smith across timeline. Guarded by Taylor in the lane. He finds Stafford wide open on the baseline and gives the pass in there. And Stafford lays it up and in.
They won't time out.
And Dexter with a 7-point lead. 9-2 Dexter. 3:33 left in the quarter. Tyrone Hampton's checked in. Gives it now to Farmer. Farmer in the lane. Brings it back to Taylor. Jeff Taylor, 5'7" junior with the dribble to the left side. To Farmer. Farmer to the...
Oh, yeah, they got him that time. Yeah, they called a foul that time on Turlington inside. Turlington was trying to post up inside, and he gives Stafford 2 shots in the head right before that, and that time Turlington got called. And Todd Turlington's a great inside player, but you can't elbow in there, especially with Steve Rhodes watching the lane, and he picked up his first foul. Just a real good call, good heads-up call that time by the officials. They was watching the lane real close. 9-2 in favor of the Bearcats.
3:15 left in the quarter. Jimmy Paul Smith was it at the top to the right side. Russell to Pruitt. On the right wing, takes a shot. Got it! 2-pointer at 7 points for Pruitt. 11-2 Dexter. And with that, the Indians want timeout and so do we. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
It's time to apply a top dressing of nitrogen to your wheat crop. Call your crop production specialist at Southeast Co-op today. They have a variety of nitrogen sources you can use. Ammonium sulfate liquid N solution, urea, and ammonium nitrate. And your co-op crop specialist can help you decide which form is best suited and most economical for your farm, along with a selection of custom application services and rental equipment to make the job easy and quick. Place your order now. Southeast Co-op, Advance, Dexter, Puxico, and Oran. The ones you can count on.
11-2. Dexter with a 9-point lead, and we've got some number problems that we're trying to find out.
Well, we have this problem every time when we have Kennett, because Kennett can't get their numbers right in the book. Every time we have a Kennett game, they get their numbers mixed up and changed up, and I don't know if Don Thompson does that on purpose, but I don't know if it confused us or confused him, but we'll try to get it straightened out and have it all straightened out for you. The Bearcats is really having a great first quarter. They're playing some excellent defense down there, Jim, and they're 11-2 right now, 3 minutes left to go in the quarter. And Don Thompson said, hey, we got to talk this over and get some ball movement and try to get the shot inside. And checking in for Kennan Indians, John French, is checked in, and he'll play the rest of this quarter.
Kennan with it. Jefferson in the lane to French on the baseline. French puts it up and in. John French, we had scheduled to start, did not start, and he's on the baseline now. 11-4, Dexter with a 7-point lead. 2:40. Jimmy Paul Smith with it. Kevin Hillis with it at the top. Back to Smith on the left wing. Looks in the lane to Pruitt. Goes to the right side to Russell. Russell with the dribble to the baseline. Now bounce pass to Pruitt at the top of the key. Three-pointer from the top. It's going to be short. And John French comes away with the rebound. Outlet pass to Farmer. Farmer's on the baseline. Gets around Pruitt. Puts it up in the end. Jeff Farmer with his first basket. He's a 6-foot junior. And he brings the Kennan Indians to within 5. It's 11-6. Dexter. 2:10 left in the first quarter. Jimmy Paul Smith puts the basketball. The point guard gives it now to Kevin Hillis. Hillis to Pruitt in the lane. Turn around. Shoots up over for Jefferson. Couldn't get it. And the ball came down to Jefferson. Thomason's up saying he traveled. Official didn't call it. Don, sit down. At the top, Jeff Taylor, 5'7" junior, to French. French tries to get into the lane, but it's stolen by Jimmy Paul Smith. Jimmy's going to go in for the layup, but he's going to be hammered by number 12. That's Tyrone Hampton. Hampton picks up his first personal, and we'll put Jimmy Paul Smith at the line shooting 2 free throws.
Well, Don Thomason's really working officials tonight. You know, sometimes Don comes to watch, and sometimes he comes to coach, and when he gets in this gymnasium, he comes to coach.
Yeah, he coaches here. He'll watch at Bloomfield, but he'll coach here.
And, yeah, he'll definitely put on a coaching clinic here tonight. And at Gym Hall, they'll watch each other back and forth and give those glares, and they really like coaching against each other.
Jimmy Paul Smith hits the first one. 3 points now for Jim tonight. It's a 12-6 Dexter lead. We're in the first quarter, minute 44. It's 1990-91 homecoming time for the winter sport. Jimmy Paul Smith hits them both. That's 4 points now for the 5'9" senior. Jeff Taylor with the basketball. Crosses midcourt. Picked up by Jimmy Paul Smith. Tries to get it around and can't do it. Gives it to Jefferson in the lane. And Big Al hits his first point to the ball game. It's 13-8. Dexter with the 5-point lead. Jimmy Paul Smith with it to the right side. Kevin Hillis gives it to Stafford. Stafford tries to get into Pruitt. And good call. As Jeff Farmer had the ball, he put
That's a technical foul right there. He's out of the coaching box. He's got to have a technical foul.
And he just got it.
Yeah, he can't come up there.
Well, Jeff Farmer had the ball. He put his elbow into the chest of the Bearcat that was there, and I think it was Stafford. A good call by Rhodes. And then
it was Pruitt, but an excellent call by Steve Rhodes. Go ahead with your story.
As he put the elbow in him, the offensive foul was called. Good call by Rhodes. As he came to the bench, Don Thompson met him, actually bumped him. And when he bumped him, Steve Rhodes gave him the technical.
Well, whether he bumped him or not, he can't come out of that coaching box, and he was definitely out of the box and should have given it to him earlier. He waited a second before he gave it to him.
And Pruitt gets one, misses one. It's 14-8, Dexter by 6. They have the basketball. Minute 20 left in the first quarter. Defense is set up as Dexter gets the ball. Jimmy Paul Smith across midcourt. It's going to be one of those kind of games, folks. Stay with us. Pruitt on the left wing. Drives to the free throw line. Kicks it off to Russell. Russell to the baseline on the right side to Hillis. Hillis being hand-checked. They're not calling that, though. Jimmy Paul Smith to the left side to Pruitt. Shots up by Pruitt. Off the rim, and we have a foul on Big Al.
Yeah, that's another good call. I'll tell you what now, Steve Rhodes is not going to be intimidated by Don Thomason tonight because it was obvious Al Jefferson, he pushed off inside against Hillis. Hillis was really out of position as he pushed and shoved off, and they don't like the calls, but I'll have to agree with him.
I haven't seen one I had to disagree with yet, even the ones on Stafford. I thought that they were all, they just had to call something, I thought they could. Hillis missed it, and the rebound to the Kennan Indians. Al Jefferson with the rebound. 14-8 Dexter, 50 seconds left in the first quarter, and we have a foul reaching in by Matt Pruitt.
Just a silly foul. Matt Pruitt, he went to penetrate on Matt, and Matt is not the fastest of foot, was going to try to get an edge on him, and that time he grabbed him, let go, and then the official called it. Just kind of a little delayed call, but they're going to keep this thing under control, and that's what they need to do.
Carlington set to inbound it, and Stafford blocked the pass, went back out of bounds. Almost came down on Tarleton if it had been Dexter's ball, but Turleton very luckily got out of the way. 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Dexter 14, Kennett 8. Hampton with it to the top. Taylor to the right side. Turlington. Turlington to Hampton at the top. Three-pointer by Hampton. Goes around, no good. Jefferson with the rebound, puts it back up and in. Al Jefferson, 6'3" junior, got the offensive board, put it back up and in. And with 30 seconds left in the ballgame, Dexter 14, Kennett 10. Jeff Russell bounce pass inside. And we have a foul. It's a good thing because Russell was just ready. He threw the ball away. It's bouncing out of bounds. So the whistle was blown.
Yeah, the goal on Tyrone Hampton is Kevin Hillis was trying to post him up, and Tyrone grabbed him, was trying to hold him off, and it'll be a 1-and-1 now for the 6'1" senior.
Kevin Hillis, 0 for 1. Looking to make it 1 for 2. First one's up, missed it. That's unusual. Hillis normally a very accurate free throw shooter, 0 for 2. And Hampton with the rebound for the Kennett Indians. Taylor with it to Donaldson. Now they pass the perimeter. They give it inside to Farmer. Drives the lane. He scores. He's fouled.
That's another block on Stafford. Excellent call. Stafford was not in position. They'll get him for his third one. Keith Hillis will have to check in with 13 seconds left to play in this first quarter.
Kennett.
Stafford just a step slow getting in that lane. Another step over. He picked up a charge. He wasn't quite in position. They whistled him for the foul. The bucket went. Did they give it to him?
Well, they have, but they didn't give it to him on the board.
They haven't given it up on the board, and they'll have to check that.
Now they give it to him.
Let's see if they do or not. They didn't give him the points, and their Kennett people screaming.
Now the Kennett coaches have caught it.
Yeah,
it's 14-13. Hillis in the lane. Shots up. Got it.
Nevertheless, Hillis hits it.
It's 16-13 now. That's the end of the first quarter. The Dexter Bearcats 16, the Kennett Indians 13. Well, I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Right now, you can take home any Snapper lawn care machine from Hankins Ace Hardware in Bloomfield and put off paying for it until September, interest-free. It's the best Snap credit financing Snapper has ever offered and is for all Snapper lawn care machines, many of which are backed by our tough 2-year total protection warranty. Get your Snapper now, but don't pay for it until September with interest-free financing, subject to credit conditions and approval. Visit Hankins Ace Hardware in Bloomfield for details. Snapper, we build serious machines.
This is KDEX FM Dexter.
16-13 at the first quarter. We're still trying to find out what players are playing tonight for the Kennett Indians. We got 3 players wearing 21.
Well, they shuffle them in and out so much, and Don Thomason likes to shuffle his players in and out and does a good job moving them, keeping them fresh all the time. And he's got about 8 kids or 9 that can play and not lose very much from the offensive or the defensive end. And for the Bearcats, first quarter, pretty good first quarter for them. They had 3 turnovers. Kennett Indians had 3. They had 3 turnovers to start the ballgame. They haven't got one since then. So Kennett Indians stopped their turnover ratio there real quickly.
And you say number 21 is Mark Scott.
Mark Scott, the young man that broke his leg right out here on this football field earlier this year.
All right.
Last year.
Dexter with the ball. They give it to Hillis. Hillis bumping behind by Jefferson, but nothing said. Gives it to Hillis. Kevin lost it, and Kennett Indians picked it up, and Mark Scott got it, fell, and a traveling turnover. Scott got it, went to the floor of walking violation, and the turnover gives the ball back to the Dexter Bearcats. Jimmy Paul Smith with it, guarded by Jeff Taylor. Stops, looks for somebody. Now gives it to Keith Hillis. Keith guarded by Al Jefferson. Now gives it back to Jimmy Paul Smith. Jimmy Paul Smith resets his offense. Gives it to Keith Hillis on the right wing. Gives it to Chapman, but Chapman, Turlington ran over Jimmy Paul Smith. Turlington picked up his second, as the screamer said, and Turlington just ran over him. Kennett came to play hard tonight.
You bet. Kennett's on a roll right now. You win 7 games in a row after, they were let's see, I guess they were 3-4. 3-4, and they've won 7 in a row.
Jimmy Paul missed a free throw, and Turlington with the rebound. Gives it to Mark Scott. Scott with the basketball. Stops, looks inside, but can't find anybody. Now, any overpass to Jefferson. Big Al has it, gives it to Mark Scott, back to Farmer in the lane, lays it up, penetrates it, gets it to go. That's 7 points for Jeff Farmer. And it's a 16-15 Dexter lead. Jimmy Paul Smith with it in the lane, gives it to Hillis, and Hillis couldn't make it as he had his shot blocked by Jefferson, and Kennett with the rebound. Farmer with it. In the lane to Jefferson. Jefferson
Pushing off.
pushing off.
Good call.
Good call.
Excellent call by the trailing official as Al Jefferson went to penetrate. He had that right arm moving as he's left-handed. He pushed him off, and that's his third foul. That's a big foul.
It was because he made the basket. Would have been a Kennett lead, but the basket will not count off the offensive charge. 16-15, Dexter. Jimmy Paul Smith with it to the right side. Chapman. Chapman on the baseline. Shots up, in and out, no good. Jefferson with the rebound. Gives it now to Taylor. Down court to Farmer. Looks in the lane of Carp. He goes back to the top to Farmer. Back to
Nobody's got Farmer. Somebody better get on him.
Taylor with it. Bounce pass to Turlington in the lane. Drives around, and Turlington has it blocked from behind by Keith Hillis. Just as Kevin Hillis had his block, Keith blocks one. Keith drives the lane, gives it to Jimmy Paul Smith on the side, and has his block from behind.
Need to pick up a charge here on Jefferson.
Shots up by Taylor, no good. Rebound. Jefferson got it, put it back up. 6 points now for Al Jefferson. And the Kid Indians lead by one, 17-16.
Jefferson's got 3 fouls right here. They need to take it inside, try to get that fourth one before they get a sub in.
Chapman with it. We have a shot, and we're going to have a foul. And it's going to go on the Kennett Indians. 23. Todd Turlington picks up his third.
I've never seen so many elbow calls in one game so far, but
they're obvious.
They're obvious now. I mean, Todd Turlington, I'd love to have him on my team, but Todd Turlington will throw that body around, and he shoves them around, and that's 3 on Todd. He'll come out. John French checks in, along with number 12, also checks in, and that's Tyrone Hampton.
So both the big men, Jefferson and Turlington, go out, and French and Hampton check in. At the line, Kevin Hillis with the free throw.
See, with these free throws, Bearcats are cold from that line.
Hillis missed the next one. And the rebound, 2 Kennett players. It should have been a travel, no call. And they have the basketball. 17-16, Kennett with a 1-point lead. And they have the basketball. Jeff Taylor at the top. To the left side, Hampton. Hampton looks in, goes back to Taylor. To the right side, Scott. Scott with it back to Taylor. Taylor to the left side, Hampton. Hampton. Shot up over Chapman. Got it.
So Tyrone Hampton is a shooter now. He can shoot from outside. He's averaging about 12 or 13 points, and Dexter went into the zone that time.
It's a 3-point Kennett lead, 19-16. Jimmy Paul Smith with it to Kevin Hillis in the lane. Shots up off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound French for the Kennett Indians. Alley pass to Hampton down the right side. Tyrone with the dribble. Gets around Jimmy Paul Smith in the lane. Shots up. Got it.
2 in a row for Tyrone, and they're going to have to stop him, and Dexter wants a timeout.
Very advised timeout for Jim Hall. 5:04 left in the half. Kennett 21, Dexter 16. Wendell, I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Now your money can work harder than ever to earn you a record-breaking year with a Mercantile Bank Platinum Money Market account. On balances of $25,000 or more, you'll earn a rate that can change weekly to keep pace with overall interest rates. As rates go up, so do your earnings. And at Mercantile, you'll have access to your account whenever you want. There's no withdrawal penalty, and it's insured to the limit set by the FDIC. To find out more, come in or call your nearby Mercantile Bank. Bloomfield, Dexter, Essex, and Marble Hill. Member FDIC.
21-16. Dexter led 16-12 at one time. It's been a 9-point run for the Kennett Indians.
Yeah, Dexter has not scored in this second quarter. They've been outscored by a score of 8-0, 8-0 in this second quarter.
Dexter yet to score. They played 3 minutes and have not scored. And they've missed 2 free throws on the front end of 1-and-1s. They're 3 for 8 in the ball game, and
they've missed several free throws tonight, and this contest so far is enough to be ahead at this point if they'd hit the front ends of the 1-and-1.
Right. 21-16 Kennett. Dexter with the basketball. Jimmy Paul Smith travels with it at the top. Started to go to Pruitt. Pruitt stopped and couldn't go to him, so he tried to go to the right side. Drug his foot. Dexter just a little bit out of sync right now.
Well, they're going to have to play good defense on this zone, stay on Hampton because he can't shoot out there. And Farmer's a penetrator, a slasher, so you got to watch him driving.
Kennett with the basketball. Farmer with it. Taylor to the left side to go. Hampton, 3-pointer by Hampton off the front of the rim. Pruitt with the rebound. The Dexter Bearcats on the move. Outlet to Hillis. To Pruitt at the top. Pruitt looks at Keith Hillis. decides to take the dribble. Now he looks for Jimmy Paul. Jimmy Paul Smith with it at the top. 4:28 left. And Pruitt with it off the glass. No good. And Prince with the rebound for the Kennett Indians. Dexter's yet to score in the second quarter. And they played almost half of it. At the free throw line, Hampton.
Tell you what, Hampton is hot right now. He's 3 out of 4 coming into the ballgame. He didn't start the contest, but he's hot, and Bearcat's going to have to get on him.
Kennett's got a 10-0 run on Dexter here in the second quarter. The ball stolen from Keith Hillis, taken away by Jeff Farmer, and the Kennett Indians go the other way with the basketball. Dexter's going to be sunk deep if they're not careful. They give it inside to Farmer in the lane. Kick it out to Hampton. Tyrone hits a three-pointer. Tyrone Hampton with 9 points, and all of them here in the second quarter. And Dexter Bearcats are down by 10. And they led by 3, 16-3. They're on a 0 for 13 Kennett run. Hillis with it to Pruitt. Three-pointer by Pruitt. Got it.
He buried that one right in Farmer's face, and Farmer was right up on him.
Back Farmer in his hand.
Big bucket for the Bearcats. That might give him a lift.
26-19. Kennett by 7. They have the basketball. Taylor with it at the top. To the right side, Farmer.
Back in that man-to-man now. They've got to play man-to-man.
Shots up. Mark Scott with the basket.
They're hot right now. They just can't miss. Everything they're throwing up is going in, and they can withstand this little run and get back right in this thing.
Jimmy Paul Smith with it in the lane. Shots up. Got it.
That's the way to do it. Take it down low, penetrate. 6 points for Jimmy Paul.
21-28. Kennett by 7. With it on the right wing, Farmer. Back to the top to Taylor. Taylor to Scott. Scott on the baseline gives it in to Farmer, and Farmer lays it up and in. 30-21. Kennett by 9. Jimmy Paul Smith with it. At the top, spins, goes right. Now it goes to Pruitt. Three-pointer by Pruitt. Going to be off the front of the rim. Jimmy Paul Smith with it. Has it taken away by Taylor. And Taylor outlet pass to Farmer. Farmer travels. And Jeff Russell's going to check back in the ball game. The Dexter Bearcats are somewhat confused. They just they're looking at each other instead of their opponent.
Well, Kennett's 8 out of 9, I think, from the field this second quarter. They're just as hot as any club could ever be. They've just missed one shot.
Russell with it on the wing. Goes to the free throw line. Guarded closely by Scott. But there is Kevin Hillis to get the ball. Pruitt on the right wing. Three-point range. Can't find anybody, so has it slapped away. Now with a dribble. Takes a shot. Three-pointer off the back of the rim. No good. And French with the rebound for the Kennett Indians. Dexter's getting one shot and one shot only. Kennett comes down and all they need is one. Scott with it. Now gives it to Hampton. Hampton in the lane. Shots up. Bounces. No good. Rebound on the floor. Hampton with the loose ball. Gives it at the top to Taylor. Taylor penetrates. Shots up. It's going to be short. He's on the back. He's going to be fouled. I believe it's Jeff Russell.
Now, Jeff Russell will shoot a 1-on-1 at the other end. And the Bearcats just aren't going to the boards very strong right now. They've got to crash the boards. And Kennett, to be honest with you, has picked it up a notch here in this second quarter. The timeout at the quarter has really fired them up, and they've picked it up at another level, and they're really playing a lot better ball than Bearcats right now. They're beating them to the punch.
30-21. Kennett with a 9-point lead. Dexter led 16-13 at the end of the first quarter, but the second quarter has been all Kennett Indians. Jeff Russell at the line shooting 1-1. Off, no good. We have a lane violation. We'll have 1-1. Maybe this is what we need to turn this situation around.
I've never seen them so cold from the line. They've missed I think 5 or 6 front ends of 1-1, and they've all hit the rim in the same spot.
Jeff Russell with the 1-1. Next one's up. Same thing off the back of the rim. Kennett with the rebound. Hampton with it on the left side to the baseline. Shots up. It's going to be short. Rebound being fought for. Controlled by Hampton. He puts it back up and in. Tyrone Hampton has been the Kennett Indians here in the second quarter.
He's got 11 in the second quarter.
And it's 32-21 Kennett. They lead by 11. Keith Hills with it. To the left side of Jimmy Paul Smith. Pruitt breaks right, goes left in the lane. We'll have a blocking foul on Jeff Taylor.
Well, the Bearcats going to have to find someone that can shoot some free throws. If they'd hit a reasonable percentage from the free throw line, they'd be right in this thing, and they're just as cold as I've ever seen them from the free throw line. As a team, they're not that good a shooting team, but they still shoot around in the 60s upper 60s, but they're shooting about 40% right now.
Shooting 30. They're 3 for 9 as Pruitt hits it. 4 for 10 from the free throw line are the Bearcats.
Well, that's awful.
22-32. Hit it by 10. Minute 11 left. Pruitt misses the second one, and the rebound, Jeff Taylor of the Kennett Indians. Again, the Kennett Indians are getting all the rebounds on both ends. 32-22. Kennett with the ball. They have a 10-point lead. 1 minute exactly left in the half. The clock is running. Scott with it. Back to the top. They go. Hampton in the lane to Farmer. Bounce pass to Scott. He fouled. He scores.
I'll tell you what, they're just working the ball. They're having an excellent game right now. Kennedy is just working the ball, getting the passes through. Bearcats just cannot stop that pass, that real quick bounce pass down underneath. The foul went on Pruitt, and that's number 2.
Yeah. That's the count, 34-22. Kennett by 12. And at the line, Mark Scott. Up, no good. Rebound. We have a foul on Jeff Farmer. That's his first. There was one Kennett player amongst Ford Bearcats. They had the rebound, but they caused the foul.
Yeah, that's 2 on Farmer. Remember, he was the one that got the elbow and getting the technical all started. Farmer's the one that got the elbow started.
Yeah. I thought that was Jefferson.
I'll tell you what, Don Thomason throws us a curve every time we do one of his games.
Pruitt at the line, shooting 1 and 1. Got the front one. Matt Pruitt, 3 for 5 now from the free throw line. And the only other one to score was Jimmy Paul Smith, and he hit them both, but that was early. When Dexter jumped off to about a 6-point lead. Pruitt hit them both. Maybe the tides have turned.
Maybe that's a good sign right there. Pruitt's got 14 points though right now.
34-24. Kennett by 10. Kennett with the basketball. 40 seconds left in the half. Hampton with it on the left wing. Shots up off the rim. Hits the top. No good, but coming back down with the rebound with Jeff Farmer. He put it back up and in. Farmer with the score.
Jimmy Paul Smith takes it down the left side.
Gives it to the left wing to Hillis. Now to Pruitt on the baseline. Guarded by Farmer. Now to the top to Jimmy Paul Smith. 19 seconds left. The Bearcats passing the perimeter. Jeff Russell with it on the wing. Goes now to the top with the dribble. Gives it to Keith Hillis. 10 seconds. Looks at the clock. Sees the time. Penetrates. Gives it now to Jimmy Paul. Jimmy Paul in the lane. Missed it. Russell with the rebound. Puts it up. Won't go, but he's fouled.
That's what Dexter needs to do is penetrate. Jimmy Paul did. Drew the traffic. Had a chance to dish it off to the left side. Did not. Took the shot. And Jeff Russell crashed the boards real nicely.
Hampton with the foul. That's 3 on Tyrone with only 2 seconds left in the first half. Kennett 36, Dexter 24.
Well, they've got some people in foul trouble, but 2 of them sitting on the bench, and that's when they got this run going, with those 2 sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Well, Tyrone Hampton just took charge in this second quarter.
Russell with the first one. He's 1 for 2. Dexter could pull within 10 at halftime. They led by 3 at the end of the first quarter. They were just outmanned here in the second quarter. Jeff Russell, free throws up, got it. 36-26. Long alley pass. And the shot by Farmer did not go, but he had the basketball, and he had every chance to make it.
He thought he got fouled. Don Thomason does too, and I don't think he got fouled.
Steve Rhodes said he didn't either.
He was standing right there.
They're having a discussion, but at the end of the first half, it's Kennett Indians 36, the Dexter Bearcats 26, and we'll be back with halftime in 1 minute.
Coaching, and they work the officials, and Don Thomason probably does more than Jim Holland, and they're not going to let either one of them get ahead of them, and I really love to see them coach against each other, because they just get so mad, looks like they're going to fight every time, and then they're all friends, and it's all over with, so that's just good coaching right there. And
well, Thompson got the one up, because Hall was still in the dressing room when he got a hold of
Hall
Rose this time, but Hall will get his in.
A score of interest that was just handed to me, Malden 57 and Bernie 33 in the third quarter. So looks like Malden's going to beat Bernie, and it's at Malden tonight. So, you know, that doesn't look good for the 3A placings, because it looks like Bernie will probably be, Malden will probably be maybe seated number 1. If they beat Bernie convincingly, I'd say that Malden will be seated number 1.
I'm sure they will, because they've had some big wins over New Madrid and Charleston. I don't know how they came out with Kennett if they didn't play yet.
They played Kennett earlier, and I think I'm not sure how they did.
And we're trying to find out. Mark Evans.
Yeah, Kennett won that contest by 1 point. So actually, if the way the seedings could go, if Kennett wins tonight, beat the Bearcats tonight, and Malden, Kennett could be up there number 1.
Right.
I doubt they would be.
Well, I do too. With the record they had, but most of their losses, as you said, came early in the season. They were 3 and 4. They're 10 and 6 now.
That regional doesn't really matter, though, that much who you play, I think. There's 5 teams that can win it. You got New Madrid County Central, you got Kennett, you got Dexter, you got Malden, and you got Charleston. So I don't care who you play the first round, you're going to have to play them all.
You're going to have to.
So they're all about the same, really.
Kennett gets the ball to start the third quarter. It's 36-26. Kennett by 10. They have the basketball. Scott with it at the top. To the right side, he goes to Hampton. Hampton starts the third quarter for the Kennett Indians. They lead by 10. 7:40 left in the third quarter. Hampton with it to the baseline. Farmer, Taylor. Now they're passing the perimeter. They're being patient, looking for that back door, just what Dexter did to start the third ball game. Taylor with it to the right side. Farmer inside to Scott. Gets around, reverse layup, will not go, and Pruitt with the rebound. Outlet to Jimmy Paul Smith on the right side. Cuts it back to the center. On the right wing, Hillis back to Jimmy Paul Smith. Smith backs it out, waits for his offense to develop. Now he goes to the right side, Hillis. Pruitt in the lane, turn around 15-footer off the back of the rim, and John French and the Kennett Indians gets the defensive board. Again, Dexter getting him one shot, and if it doesn't go, they go the other way with it. Kennett has it. They lead by 10. Dexter had a chance then to cut the lead. Couldn't get it to go. Kennett with it at the top. French with the dribble. Watch Hampton, not French. Looks.
That's a walk.
Hey, they called.
They finally called it from up here. But that's the 10th turnover now for the Kennett Indians.
And the turnover at 6:43 gives the ball to the Bearcats. They're down by 10. Jimmy Paul Smith across midcourt, guarded by Taylor. Gives it now to Russell on the right wing, back to Pruitt at the top. Pruitt guarded very closely by Farmer. Gives it to Russell at the free throw line on the left side. Looks for somebody. Jimmy Paul Smith has it slapped away by Taylor. Taylor gives it to Scott, lays it up off the glass. And Mark Scott with his 6th point. The Kennett Indians break on top in the scoring. It's 38-26. And Chapman's going to check in for the Bearcats. And Jimmy Paul Smith gives it on the baseline off the leg of Kevin Hillis. Bounce pass to Kevin, hit his leg and went out of bounds. And Jeff Russell sits down and Shannon Chapman checks in. Dexter down by 12.
They're not getting any ball moving on offense, and they're just not working hard on offense. They're just loafing down through the.
Kennett with it. Mark Scott to the top to Hampton. Now in the lane, Farmer. Bounce pass to Scott. Now they give it to Taylor. Hampton with it. Farmer drives the lane, shots up, bounces and goes. Farmer with his 13th point of the ball game. And Kennett by 14. They're just stretching this lead out. Dexter comes down, either throws it out, takes a shot, and goes the other way. Jimmy Paul Smith with it at the top. Stops, looks to the right side. Chapman, three-pointer from the top. Chapman shots up, no good. Kennett lost the rebound, and Hillis put it back up and is fouled.
Well, that might be a turning point right there. It was all caused by one of the Bearcats tipped the ball. I think maybe it was Stafford. Stafford went up, kind of tipped it enough where Hillis could get it. Hillis got it and got the 2 points.
Well, Kennett had the rebound come down, and Stafford slapped it. Hillis got it, put it up, was fouled. And the foul's on number 22, John French. That's his first one. Hillis, three-point opportunity. Got it.
Well, he finally got one to go. He's having a rough night from that line.
That's the 5th point for Hillis tonight. 1 for 4 from the free throw line. 40-29, Kennett with the lead. Shot at the top by Hampton. Bounces around, no good. Kevin Stafford with the rebound for the Bearcats. Gives it to Kevin Hillis. Hillis across midcourt with the dribble. Stops to the right side. Pruitt, three-pointer from the right side. It's going to be short. The rebound's on the floor, and we're going to have a foul on Kennett. Jeff Farmer. He's going to be on the back of Chapman.
That's his 3rd foul, and it'll be Dexter ball out of bounds. Dexter Bearcat, there was a long rebound. 3 of them crashed the boards for it that time. Dexter really needs a 2-point bucket right here, Jim.
Brooks set to inbound. Looks for somebody. Now goes to Hillis on the right wing. Back to Pruitt. Three-pointer from the baseline. Got it!
I don't see how that went. That was a rainbow from the corner if I've ever seen one, and that might fire him up.
40-32. Dexter within 8 now. That's 19 points for Matt Pruitt. At the top, Kennett's Tyrone Hampton to the left side. Farmer looks in the baseline. Can't find him. Now goes in the lane to Scott. Mark Scott Pass slapped away by Stafford and off the feet of Scott and out of bounds, and the Dexter Bearcats get the basketball. 40-32. Dexter could trim the lead even more. They're down by 8. They trail by 10 at half. Chapman with it on the right wing at the free throw line. Bounce pass to Hillis. Out to Pruitt. To Chapman. To Smith on the baseline. Shots up. Lost it. And Jeff Taylor got the loose ball. Smith went up, had it slapped out, and came down to Taylor. Kennett with the basketball. They lead by 8, 40-32. Scott with it. Back out top to Taylor. Taylor penetrates, stops, gives it now to Scott. Scott looks in at Farmer, can't get it to him, so he gives it to Hampton. Hampton still with the dribble. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Kennett by 8, 40-32. French with it from the left side. Shots up, bounces across, no good. Rebound to Dexter Bearcats. Kevin Stafford with it. Gives it to Pruitt. Pruitt crosses midcourt with the dribble. Stops, takes a three-pointer. Off, no good. Rebound French. Long outlet pass to Farmer. He's going to go in for the layup. He lays it up and in. Nobody back. And the Snowbird, Jeff Farmer, got the easy layup.
Well, Matt Pruitt did not, he was on top of the key. He took the shot. That time he followed his shot, and he shouldn't have.
Inside Stafford, and Stafford is fouled by French.
He's fixing to get him a technical foul, French is.
John French gets his second one. He slammed the ball down, and I don't know. Steve Rhodes goes out and talks to him.
Yeah, he's going to get a technical foul on him. Next little stunt he pulls like that. And Stafford went up strong, and he got him with the body, and he'll shoot too.
42-32. Kennett by 10. They led by 10 at the half. And Stafford hits the first. He gets another one. 42-33. Stafford looking to cut the lead to 8. 3:29 left in the third quarter. Kevin Stafford did not get it. The roll came out, and French with the rebound. Out to Hampton. Hampton has it slapped away from behind by Pruitt, and the Bearcats with a 2-on-2, and now he double dribbled. Good call.
That's an excellent call.
Excellent call. Jimmy Paul Smith got out of control, couldn't find anybody. Good call by Rose. Dexter had 2-on-1, got around the one defender, had 2-on-2, couldn't get the ball out of his hands. And the Dexter Bearcats are playing somewhat frustrated here tonight. 42-33, Dexter by 9. Kennett by 9. They have the basketball. Scott with it on the wing. Took Hampton now guarded by Chapman. To the right side, Scott. Scott to the top to Taylor. Jeff Taylor to the left side, Jeff Farmer. Farmer penetrates the lane, bounce pass to Scott. Got it. Mark Scott in the lane, got the pass, laid it up, and Kennett by 11, 44-33.
Good patience by Kennett that time.
2:40 left in the third quarter. Pruitt inside to Stafford. Stafford gets around his man, lays it up and in. Nice play. Kevin Stafford needs to do more of that every night, every game.
They got to get the ball in there to him. They haven't been able to get it in on the blocks to him. That's what they're going to have to do.
Kennett by 9, 44-35. 2:25 left. Kennett with the basketball. At the top, Tyrone Hampton. Looks right, looks left. Now takes the dribble. To the left side he goes, Farmer. Jeff Farmer looks, bounce pass in to Scott. To the right side to Taylor. Taylor, 15-footer from the right side. Is up, no good. But there's Farmer with the offensive board. And he put it back up and in. 17 points now for Jeff Farmer, a 6-foot junior from the Kennett Indians. 46-35. Kennett by 11. Kennett dominating the boards, both sides. Jimmy Paul Smith from the right side. Shot slung up, no good. Pruitt with the rebound. Puts it up from the free throw line. Got it.
That Pruitt crashed the boards good that time. Jimmy Paul Smith penetrated. That's what he's going to have to do more of.
21 points now for Pruitt. Dexter with 37, but Kennett has 46. Back door to Scott. Missed it out of bounds. Thomason jumps up, but he sits down. He doesn't want another technical. That might start to flow the other way.
Yeah, I think he probably traveled before he got bumped down there, and he may have got bumped.
46-37. Kennett by 9. Dexter with the basketball. Pruitt, three-point attempt's going to be short. Rebound. Well, they say Stafford's on the back of one of the Kennett Indians. And that for Stafford's his 4th personal foul. The ball will belong to the Kennett Indians.
That was kind of a little touch foul that time. The ball was straight above both players, and Stafford went straight up, and not much of a foul, but yet, nevertheless, they whistled him for the foul, and
that's his 4th.
Russell will check in at the next dead ball.
Kennett with it to the right side, Scott. Mark Scott gives it to Hampton. Hampton in the lane to Taylor. Taylor dribbles around. Farmer with it on the left wing. Now they go to the top to Hampton. In the lane to Scott. Scott at the free throw line. Turnaround jump shot. Off the front of the rim. No good. Chapman with the rebound for the Bearcats. Hands it to Hillis. Kevin Hillis with it across the mid-court stripe. At the top. At the free throw line. Stops, kicks it to Jimmy Paul Smith. Stafford on the right side. Three-pointer. Off the back of the rim. Rebound Chapman. Spins. Shoots it back up off the glass. It's short. Off the rim with the rebound. Jeff Farmer of the Kennett Indians. 48 seconds left in the quarter. 46-37. Kennett by 9. Mark Scott, cross-court pass to Farmer. Puts it up and got it.
Well, Stafford couldn't do nothing about that. He was smart. Just let him shoot over the outstretched hands. And Farmer's having an excellent quarter this quarter. He's got 8.
48-37, Kennett by 11. 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Chapman with the ball on the right wing. Gives it to Stafford at the free throw line. Inside to Hillis. Slapped away and picked up by Hampton. Long alley pass now to Scott. Scott, 5'11 senior, stops, gives it now to Tyrone Hampton at the top. To the right side to go to Farmer. Farmer penetrates, shots up, missing, and we have a foul on Stafford. That's 5.
Well, Stafford went to get him, and then he stopped. He went to get him, and then he stopped, and then he went ahead and bumped him with his body, and that's probably his 5th foul. And Kevin Stafford needs to keep his cool about this.
Don't get a technical when you go by the official.
No, just be calm.
Well, they had a little say, but nothing else.
Well,
8 seconds left in the third quarter. 48-37. Kennett by 11, and they'll have at the free throw line. Jeff Farmer shooting 2 free throws. 19 points now for Jeff Farmer. 11 the first half. He's had 8 here in the third quarter.
Jim, I've been real surprised as Farmer hits his first free throw, as the Kennett cheerleading squad over there has been on their feet the whole game, and the Dexter Bearcats have not said a word over there, so they've really been completely out of the contest and taken out by this lead.
Farmer missed it. Dexter with the rebound. Smith with it from the baseline. Got it. That's the buzzer. That's 8 points for Smith. And at the end of 3 quarters, the Kennett Indians 49, the Dexter Bearcats 39. That's where we were at half, 10-point spread. And we're going to be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute.
If you're in the market for a new high-horsepower tractor, Sirer Equipment, your Case IH dealer in Dexter, invites you to stop in and check out the Magnum line. Ranging from 131 to 195 PTO horsepower, Magnum means more, and that's exactly what you get in these tractors. Call Sirer Equipment at 624-8021. 624-8021. Let Elmer or Roger give you all the details. Sirer Equipment, your Case IH dealer, now in their new expanded facilities, Highway 114 East in Dexter. Do it now. KDEX weather, there is a fog advisory for tonight. For the rest of tonight, areas of dense fog developing, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow morning fog, then mostly sunny, high of 60. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 35. And for Sunday, mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of light rain and a high of 57. Right now, it's 33 at KDEX.
49-39, we're set to start the fourth quarter. The Kennett Indians led by 10 at half. 36-26, both teams scoring 13 points in the third quarter. Dexter gets the ball to start the fourth quarter.
The Bearcats are going to have a run, put on a run, and get these fans into this thing. And so far, they haven't been into the ball game at all. And
the fans went out of the game early in the first quarter, and since then, it's been the Kennett fans. They, like their cheerleaders, have been on their feet the entire game. Pruitt from the left side, shots up, got it.
Well, that's just what they needed. Got Matt Pruitt open real quick on a double team, and down by 8. Let's get a run going right here, Jim.
49-41. Kennett with the basketball. They have the lead. Taylor with it, still with the dribble, guarded by Jimmy Paul Smith. Trying to get around him, gets to penetrate the line. Shots up, goes.
Well, kept penetrating. Jeff Taylor picked up his first 2 points. Going to have some help in that middle.
That thing bounced high and then bounced and went. 51-41. Pass stolen by Farmer. It goes out of bounds. There's still a hustling play by Jeff Farmer. The Kennett Indians are just out hustling the Dexter Bearcats this ball game.
Well, they're going to have to run a back door. They play the same defense the Bearcats do. They make every pass a tough pass. They got an arm up there, whether they're close to him or not. And that time he got his arm stuck up, almost got a breakaway.
Jimmy Smith with it at the top. Goes to the free throw line to the left side. Chapman cuts to the lane to Hillis. Kevin with the shot. It's up. It's going to be short. Pruitt with the rebound. Puts it up. No good. Prince with the rebound for the Kennett Indians. Bounce pass out to Hampton. Hampton still with the dribble. 51-41. Kennett by 10. Looks in. Gives it to Scott. Mark gives it back. And the Kennett pass the perimeter. Taylor with it to French. Now they go inside the Farmer, and we have a foul on the floor. Basket will not count. The whistle was blown, and Jeff Russell picks up his first personal foul.
Yeah, he's just hugging him a little tight there. He's much too quick for Jeff Russell. He blew around Jeff Russell, and Russell gave him a knee. And this team they've got in there is really quick, and so far he hasn't brought Turnington in or Jefferson. He's going with these guys right here, and that's the one that's got him to the party right now and keeping them in the dance.
Inbound pass to Hampton. Hampton on the right baseline. Three-pointer. Got it.
Boy, they're red hot. They're shooting as good as I've seen them play all year long.
Jimmy Smith with it across the midcourt. 54-41. Kennett by 13. Smith with it at the free throw line to the left side. Chapman. Three-pointer is going to be off the rim. No good. And out of bounds off the Kennett Indians. Jimmy Paul Smith thought he was on his back, but the ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Jeff Taylor. And Chapman to the bench, and into the ball game is Keith Hillis. So both Hillises, Keith and Kevin, are in the ball game. Smith with it, gives it to Pruitt. Turnaround jump shot from the right side, got it up and in. Matt Pruitt with 4 points in the fourth quarter, and that's all Dexter scored here in the fourth quarter. They're trailing by 11, 54-43. Scott with it, gives it to Hampton inside to Farmer. Farmer to the left side to Taylor. They find French on the left baseline. To the top they come. Tyrone Hampton with it. Pass inside the 10 as the Farmer, slapped away by Russell. Gives it now to Keith Hillis. Keith Hillis looks, gives it to the diving Russell, lays it up and in.
That's what they need. They haven't run much tonight at all, and that was a good break. All started by the steal by Russell.
And Big Al Jefferson set to come back in. So is Turlington at the next dead ball. Kennett has the ball. They lead by 9. Scott with it. To the left side they go. Farmer on the baseline. Now with the dribble. Started by Russell. Tries to get around him, and Russell's going to be guilty of holding him again. As Farmer tried to get around him, Jeff reached out, grabbed him. And that's the second one on Russell.
Yeah, into the game comes Turlington and Jefferson, like Jim said, and they've had a long rest. They've been on the bench since halftime, and so they've had a good rest, and look for them to be fresh. That's their leading scorer coming back into the ballgame. He's averaging 15, and he's only got 6 on the night.
But one of their leading scorers is going to the bench. Hampton. Kennett by 9. They have the basketball. Ball's on the floor, picked up by the Bearcats. And Jimmy Paul Smith with it. Al Jefferson had wrestled.
Yeah!
At the other end, Jefferson had wrestled Hillis to the floor. Nobody called anything. The Bearcats came away with it. The basket went in. Who made the basket? Russell.
Well, they're getting the ball down now, penetrating, getting it on the blocks, and that's what they need. This is a little charge right here for the Bearcats.
And Jeff Taylor with the foul in the lane. Russell got the basketball. Everybody was kind of looking down the floor to see what Jefferson had done to Hillis, and Dexter fans were up. And Russell drove the lane, put it up, made it, was fouled. Missed a free throw, and Taylor with the rebound for the Kennett Indians. 54-47. Just as Dexter tries to make a run, they missed the free throw. 5 minutes left in the ball game. Turlington with the basketball, gives it to Farmer. Farmer looks for somebody. Dexter's come out in a vicious man-to-man. Turlington with it, guarded by Hillis. Has the ball slapped away by Foot. Gives it now to Kevin Hillis. Hillis at the free throw line. Inside to Jimmy Paul Smith.
Yeah!
Lays it up and in.
Well, nice move. Jimmy Paul snuck in behind the defense.
Dexter within 5, 54-49. Now the Dexter fans become a part of the ball game. 4.5 left in, and another travel at the top by Taylor. Taylor tried to get the ball to Scott, and traveling with it was Taylor, as Scott wasn't looking, drug his foot.
Kennett needs a timeout, but they didn't take it, and I sure would have took one right there.
Foot with it. 2-pointer, up and in. He stood on the line. Good call. He was standing on the line, but a 3-pointer. And Dexter within 3, 54-51. Dexter's making the run in the fourth quarter. Both teams' fans are on their feet. Farmer with it on the right wing. Pass slapped away by Pruitt. Pruitt going to go in for the layup. He's going to be fouled. It didn't go, and Rowland came out. And Pruitt will be at the line shooting too. But he could have had 3-point opportunity here.
That was just an excellent play by Pruitt. He gets the steal, goes coast to coast, draws the foul inside, and the Kennet Indians are rattled right now, and Don Tomlinson is sitting on his hands, and he's not calling a timeout.
That's what happened to him at Bloomfield. He didn't coach the last quarter, and it cost him the ball game. At the line, Matt Pruitt shooting two. All that layup went, it rolled, it came out. It wasn't a sure gimme, but Pruitt with the opportunity to made it. It bounced, it rolled, it went completely around the rim, bouncing and fell in for him. Now he's set.
26 points now for Pruitt.
54-52. Kennet by 2. Pruitt can bring him Bearcats to within 1. He got it.
Pruitt with it. Bearcats with a charge right now. We'll see if Kennet calls the timeout. He's still sitting there. He's not going to call it.
Thomas got his elbows on his knees and his hands on his chin. He's letting the Kennets do what they want. Bounce pass, back door. Farmer shots up. Didn't go. Rebound. Jefferson. Didn't go. Rebound. Ellison. He's fouled from behind by Farmer, and Jeff Farmer picks up his fourth personal foul, and Don Thompson hasn't changed the move.
Just as we talked about the Bearcat fans not being into this thing, they're standing coast to coast all around us. They're in this thing, and the players can feel it right now.
I think everybody's in this game but Don Tomlinson.
I'll tell you what, they're looking at Tomlinson to call a timeout, and he hasn't called one yet.
He still has his hands on his, well, he moves his hand, but his elbows are still on his knees. 54-53. Hillis could bring it within a side. Didn't go. Tipped back up by Pruitt. He didn't get it, but made it.
Pruitt out-hustled Jefferson that time and got it to go in.
And Dexter's has the lead for the first time since the first quarter. 55-54. Jim Hall up, said, take your time, settle it down now. 3.5 minutes left in the ball game. Dexter 55, Kennet 54. Farmer with the basketball. Gives it out to Scott. Dexter in the man-to-man. Start guarded by Pruitt. Gives it to Farmer. On the give and go. Farmer didn't give it back. Looks into Jefferson. Jefferson turns around. Jump shot off the front of the rim. The ball's out of bounds and goes to Kennet. Pruitt wanted the ball, but Kennet gets the basketball.
Well, Dexter Bearcats are fired up. They're crashing the boards right now.
3:14 left in the game. Dexter by 1. 54-55. Scott to the top. Taylor guarded by Russell. To the left side, Turlington. Turlington now gives it to Scott. Mark Scott with it at the top. To the left side, Taylor. Taylor with the dribble, guarded by Russell. 2:58 and the clock's running. 55-54. Dexter by 1. Scott with it. To the left, to the right side, Turlington in the lane. Shots up. We had a foul. Turlington bit the line, shooting 2.
Yeah, that was a foul on Keith Hillis. Barely got him on the elbow. I'll agree with the call. And Todd Turlington goes the line, and they needed a breather right there because Dexter is on a terrific run right now.
54-55. Turlington with a chance to tie the score with the free throw. Todd Turlington got the free throw. Todd Turlington's dad is probably Jim Hall's best friend. Barry Turlington, a Dexter native, played basketball with Jim. As Todd makes them both. That's only the 4th point for Todd Turlington in the ball game. 56-55. Kennet by 1. Now they come out into the very tight man-to-man. Hillis had the ball slapped away by Jefferson and picked up by Scott. Kennet on the move. Farmer on the right wing. Slows it down. Now backs out with the dribble. To the top, Mark Scott with it. On the baseline, Jefferson lays it up and in.
Hillis got beat on the baseline that time. You can't get beat by Jefferson. He'll kill you every time. And
Hillis had it picked again by Scott, and Scott lays it up and in. Hillis just had it picked him, and after that, Dexter wants a timeout. So 2:16, Kennet 60, Dexter 55. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Over the years, house values go up. That's why it's important to own your home. Another good reason for owning your home is mortgage loans available from Southern Missouri Savings and Loan. We have mortgage loans for new and existing homes waiting for qualified buyers. We offer low competitive rates and long-term financing that can make your dream home affordable. Don't wait any longer. Come by today. Southern Missouri Savings and Loan, an equal housing lender. Southern Missouri Savings and Loan. Never a dollar lost, never a dividend missed. FDIC insured.
Dexter led 55-54 just a few seconds ago, but Kennet picked the pocket twice, came down, made both layups. 55 they lead now. In junior varsity action, Kennet Indians 68-48 over the Dexter Bearcats. It was about a 3-point game with about 3 or 4 minutes to go. Kennet really put a spurt on and won the game by 20 points. But
this is a game of spurts. Dexter scored 13 straight points, and now Kennet's come back to score 6 straight. So So it's just a game of spurts right now. We'll see who can put the spurt on here when it counts right at the end.
Kevin Hillis with it, guarded by Scott. Scott to pick his pocket twice here in a row, and Hillis with it. That's the free throw line. Bounce pass to Jimmy Paul Smith. Smith gets it back out to Pruitt. Pruitt had it slapped away by Taylor, and Taylor has the loose ball. Dexter lost it 3 times in a row down the court and didn't get a shot. Lost it on the dribble. Tarleton with it at the free throw line. Penetrates the lane. Shots up and short.
Oh.
Rebound picked up by Scott. He puts it back up and in.
They're getting every loose ball right now. That one come right off in the hands of 2 Bearcats. Could not get a hold of it.
And get it by 7. They led by 1 just a minute ago. Keith Hillis with it. In the lane. Looks for somebody. Gives it to Kevin on the baseline from the right side. Shots up. It rolls. It goes.
Boy, that nerve just cried right in there. Dexter's got to pick them up full court right now.
In it with the basketball. 62-57. They lead by 5. And the pass goes out of bounds off of Tarleton. And now the turnover gives the ball to the Bearcats.
Well, this is like two fighters going after it. Both teams really going after it.
2 heavyweights just hitting one jaw right after the other. Just going at it. And now
Jim Hall was not whistling for a timeout, but they did call a timeout, and he is very upset.
Who called the timeout?
Jim Hall was trying to give them the play that they wanted to run, which is I don't know what gesture he was giving, but he was sticking his hand inside his hand, and he thought the other one hand inside the other one, and the players thought it was going to be a timeout, and he did.
Did the player? I didn't see the player approach the official with timeout.
Jeff Russell did whistle for approach him with the timeout. They was granted to him, and so now Jim Hall has 2 timeouts, I think, left.
1:20 left in the ball game. Kennett by 5. It's 62-57. Dexter will have the basketball. So conceivably they can come down and get a 3-pointer and come to within 2 on the basket. They can come within 2 or 3, depending on what they make. The last 3 times down the court, they haven't got a shot. They've lost it on the dribble.
Well, they got one. They got the last time down the floor. They got 2 points, but the first they got 3 in a row there. They didn't get a good shot, and you just can't do that down the stretch, can you?
You can't. Not when you're trying to maintain a lead or come back in, and especially when that team picks your pocket, goes down, makes a layup.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Now this Kennett bunch, they're patient now. They'll come down and work the ball, make you, foul them, and go to the free throw line. So
that's what they're going to have to do, because Kennett, like you say, we'll be patient. We'll have to come down. Dexter will have to take the 3-pointer. There's only 1:20 left.
They've got time to work it inside for a 2.
Keith Hillis with the basketball. Has it picked by Jefferson. And Jefferson's going to go after the left. He fouled. He made it.
I'll tell you what. That was just some just good hustle that time by Jefferson. Jefferson is the biggest man on the floor, and he's guarding Keith Hillis, and Keith Hillis just loses the ball.
1-on-1. They were the only 2 on the back court, and Jefferson slapped the ball away from Hillis, picked up at midcourt by one of the Kent Indians, and by that time Jefferson has gotten up off the court, driving for the basket. They threw him the pass, and Keith Hillis went down and fouled him, grabbed him by one arm, and he just shot up with the other one. He grabbed the right arm, and Jefferson's left-handed, as you said earlier, made the layup with the left hand.
Well, if you're going to foul them, especially this time in the ball game, you better foul them good. Not let them make the 2 points.
Jefferson missed the free throw. 64-57. Jimmy Paul Smith with it for the Bearcats at the top to Kevin Hillis. Now the foot. Ball was deflected. Hillis with the shot. And number 11, Jeff Taylor, picks up his 4th foul. As they tried to get the ball to Pruitt, the ball came deflected right back to Kevin Hillis. He just got it, put it up. He was fouled on the shot. 59 seconds left in the ball game. 64-57. Kennett by 7. Chapman checks in for the Bearcats. Russell to the bench.
Well, Jim Hall putting in some shooters and ball handlers right now. Chapman comes into the contest.
And Rom is checked in.
Rom's checked in. He'll be the designated fouler, I would say.
Yeah.
He'll probably be the one to come down and foul someone and then help him handle the ball.
If he is Mike LeBron down praying for the basket, he got it.
He's rooting the Bearcats on as Hillis hits his first free throw.
Hillis with the free throw has 1 more.
It's been a tough night from the line for the Bearcats, but Hillis has hit his last 3 now.
Hillis hit them both as Mike down in the praying position. Got them both. And it's a 5-point game, 64-59. Kennett with the basketball. Farmer with it. Getting out of the top to Taylor. Taylor back to Farmer. They look in at cross court to Tarleton. Kennett spreading it out. And they go inside to Farmer, to Jefferson. He's fouled.
Well, that's not a bad foul. Foul Jefferson. He's probably the worst free throw shooter in the crew. And foul Jefferson. He's missed his last free throw. 45 seconds left. 5-point lead. Stranger things have happened.
Absolutely. 64-59.
If the Bearcats can just get it to overtime, I think they'd have a big chance because they've got several guys in foul trouble.
Jefferson with the free throw. Couldn't get it to go. We'll have a jump ball.
That'll go for the Indians, too.
Go to Kennett. On the rebound, Chapman's got up, and one of the Kennett Indians tied it up, and we have a jump ball. So with 44 seconds left in the ball game, Kennett Indians will inbound if they lead by 5. Turlington trying to find somebody. Now he does. So he finds Scott. Scott standing on the line, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Well, credit Chris Rom for that pressure defense. He was right up in his face, belly to belly, and Chris Rom forced the turnover right there. Jeff Russell will check back in for Chris to try to help bring the ball down. Chris Rom had a good series right there.
Pruitt inbound, gives it to Chapman. 40 seconds left. Dexter down by 5. Chapman gives it to Smith. To Hillis. Three-pointer from the right side. Got it!
Holy cow, we've got a ball game.
64-62. Full court pressure by the Bearcats.
Need to foul Jefferson.
And Farmer lost it out of bounds. Dexter Bearcats get the basketball. 22 seconds to go. Farmer got the pass. He was on the baseline. It went off his hands out of bounds. And this crowd is on its feet.
2-point ball game right here.
Hillis with the basketball, guarded by Scott. Hillis had his pocket picked 3 or 4 times by Scott. Hillis, and he's going to be fouled.
No, it's timeout.
Right here. Oh, okay. There was a hand check all the way down, but with 15 seconds to go, the Dexter Bearcats call timeout. Looks like they want the last shot to either win it or go into overtime.
I don't know if my heart can take much more of this. It's going to be a Dexter ball out of bounds underneath the goal.
Underneath the basket. That makes a big difference. We saw that happen in one ball game where the play was set in to go out at midcourt, and it went out under the basket, and it caused the timing off, and it cost the ball game.
Much easier to get the ball in from underneath the bucket than it is on the side because you've got a lot more room to operate underneath the bucket. So we'll see what play. Jim Hall, he's drawing it up down there. This could be the tying bucket right here. And I just feel good if the Bearcats can get to overtime. I feel good about the Bearcats winning this thing.
Oh, yeah. They were down by 10 at the half, down by 10 into 3 quarters. They trailed by as much as 13, 14 points at one point. They came back to lead by 1 in the 4th quarter, but Kennett put on about 7 points running at them and led by 6 before Dexter could get anything to go again.
This could be just every game at the district tournament could be just like this game.
Exactly.
Because there's 5 teams down there that can win this thing, and Grossville's no slouch. And you know, if people want to see some good district basketball, 3A, New Madrid in 2 weeks, come down and watch it.
Matt Pruitt set to inbound it.
Hey, he's out of the coaching box right there. That should have been a technical foul right there.
15 seconds. Pruitt sets the inbound for the Bearcats. Motion goes in. They give it to Chapman. Chapman looks. Drives the baseline. Shots up. Got it!
Oh, tie ball game.
With 9 seconds, Kennett wants a timeout.
Boy, that was a pressure shot by Shannon Chapman, and this thing's not over yet.
Now, Kennett has 9 seconds to get the ball down court. 64-64. This huge crowd, the Pasley crowd, is on their feet, and they even got John Bankton standing up on the far side.
Yeah, he's leaning up. I'm not sure if he's standing.
I don't know if he's standing. They got him propped up.
He's propped up over there, and this is I tell you what, this is Dexter basketball at its finest, high school basketball at its finest right here. Homecoming, right down the wire, tied, 9 seconds left.
The district this year will be in New Madrid. That's a fine facility for basketball. It really is. I enjoy going down there.
Well, I really think it's going to be the finest 3A district that I've seen in quite a while, probably since I've been down here.
Yeah, because there's such equality in the teams this year. You know, in the past it's either been New Madrid or Charleston 1 or 2 years.
Malden.
But in the past, but they're not dominant like, you know, the good ball clubs are just not dominant.
Well, they're parity. The parity's here in 3A, and I really feel like whoever comes out of this district down here has got a good chance at state.
64-64, 9 seconds left in the ball game. Kennett will inbound beneath Dexter's basket. They've got to go the entire length of the court. They've start the play. 7 seconds. Scott with it. Guarded by Chapman. They give it to Jefferson. Jefferson, 2 seconds, 1 second. That's the ball.
Off. And we go to overtime, and that's a definite advantage for the Dexter Bearcats right here. Going to overtime. They fought their way back, been down as much as 12 points here in this fourth quarter, and they fought their way back to a tie.
We'll be back to start the overtime in 30 seconds.
It's time to apply a top dressing of nitrogen to your wheat crop. Call your crop production specialist at Southeast Co-op today. They have a variety of nitrogen sources you can use: ammonium sulfate liquid N solution, urea, and ammonium nitrate. And your co-op crop specialist can help you decide which form is best suited and most economical for your farm, along with a selection of custom application services and rental equipment to make the job easy and quick. Place your order now. Southeast Co-op, Advance, Dexter, Puxico, and Oran. The ones you can count on.
This is KDEX FM Dexter.
We'll have a 3-minute overtime. We're tied 64-64. What a ball game. All the fans are on their feet. Sean Geely, Michael Broad beneath the basket down there. They're saying play ball. I'll say.
Dexter outscored them 25-15 in that fourth quarter, and they put a late charge on to tie this thing up.
The teams will shoot at the same goal they did in the fourth quarter. It's an extension of the fourth quarter if they jump the ball. Chapman gets the ball, gets it to the left side to Kevin Hillis. Hillis makes it up and in.
Oh, Shannon Chapman's come in and done an excellent job here after Stafford has fouled out.
66-64. Dexter by 2. Kennett with the basketball. Farmer with it on the right wing. To the top they go to Hampton. Hampton with it guarded by Jimmy Paul Smith. Cuts the lane. Shots up. Got it.
No, that's what Tyrone Hampton's been missing. He hadn't taken a shot in a long time. He scored 11 in the second quarter.
We're tied at 66. 2.5 minutes left in the overtime. Smith with it. Gives it now to the top to Hillis. Kevin Hillis to Jeff Russell. Jeff Russell looks in, gives it to Pruitt. Pruitt fakes, gets Farmer in back in the air, but falls and gives the ball to Russell. Smith wide open under, and he's fouled. Back door is open. Smith got it. And going up was Tarleton with the foul.
Let's see who they call it on.
13,
and that's Farmer, and he'll have to leave. And that's a big play right there because Farmer is a slasher penetrator, pretty good ball handler. Farmer leads the ball game and the contest. He's had an excellent ball game. He had 20 points.
And Taylor comes in for him. Taylor has 4. 2:15 left in the ball game. Dexter 66, the Kennett Indians 66. At the line, Jimmy Paul Smith shooting 2 free throws. We're in overtime. We were tied 64 at the end of regulation. Jimmy Paul with the first one. Missed it.
While Farmer was in there, I told you he was a penetrator. Most of those was layups. He was 9 out of 11 in this contest, so that's a big plus right there for the Bearcats.
Jimmy Paul's second one in the air. It's going to be short. No good. Rebound, Kennett. Jefferson gets it out now to Hampton. Down court to Scott. Mark Scott inside. Loose ball picked up by Turlington of the Kennett Indians. Now Kennett gains control again. Hampton backs to back out. Kennett almost lost it, but there was Turlington to get the loose ball. He meant for it to go to Jefferson. He didn't see it. Kennett with it. At the top, Hampton. Tyrone with the dribble. Gives it in the lane to Turlington. Shots up. No good. Rebound. Matt Pruitt. He lost it. And Scott picked it.
Big block by Russell.
Jeff Russell blocks the shot of Mark Scott, and the Dexter Bearcats have it. Pruitt, 3-pointer from the right side. Going to be short. Rebound on the floor. Kennett Indians. Away with it. That's Tyrone Hampton. Shots up. No good. Jimmy Paul Smith with the rebound for the Bearcats. 1:25 left in the overtime. We're still tied 66-65. Pruitt in the lane. He traveled.
Matt Pruitt was wide open down low. Didn't realize how open he was. All he had to do was wheel and turn. And
he was trying to make a move, and there wasn't anybody there to be moved on.
Yeah, the timeout now by Kennett, and I figure they'll go in for one shot if they can hold it that long.
1:20 left, 66-66. We were tied at 64 at the end of the third quarter. We will now be back with more of the overtime in 30 seconds.
Right now, you can take home any Snapper lawn care machine from Hankins Ace Hardware in Bloomfield and put off paying for it until September, interest-free. It's the best Snap credit financing Snapper has ever offered, and is for all Snapper lawn care machines, many of which are backed by our tough 2-year total protection warranty. Get your Snapper now, but don't pay for it until September with interest-free financing, subject to credit conditions and approval. Visit Hankins Ace Hardware in Bloomfield for details. Snapper, we build serious machines.
A minute 20 left in overtime. The two teams are tied. At the end of the first quarter, Dexter led 16-13. At the end of the half, Kennett led 36-26. They had a 10-point bulge. At the end of the third quarter, they led 49-39. They maintained that 10-point lead. And then at the end of regulation, we were tied 64-64. What a ball game.
Well, it is quite a ball game. Homecoming and all that. But I think Kennett's going to come down and try to work this ball, try to get one shot or get a layup. Because it is tied. They'll run it down to the end of the ball. Get through the ball game right here if they can.
With the basketball, Kennett. Taylor at the top. To the left side is Scott. Mark Scott. Pass intercepted by Jimmy Paul Smith. He makes the layup.
Well, he's done that time and time again this year. What a steal by Jimmy Paul Smith.
Dexter leads 68-66. 58 seconds left in the ball game. Kennett walking the ball down. 55 seconds. Jefferson with it. In the lane. Kicked it back out. To Hampton. Hampton, I thought we had a whistle. Everybody stopped and looked at the official. Nothing happened. Now they give it to Turlington. Turlington guarded by Pruitt. 40 seconds left in the ball game. Dexter by 2. Scott with it now. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor gives it to Hampton. Hampton guarded by Jimmy Paul Smith. We're down to 30 seconds in the clock running. 68-66. Kennett going to shoot for a tie.
Look for Hampton to take the shot now.
Jefferson at the free throw line. Kicks it out to the midcourt. To Hampton. To the left side to go to Scott. 15 seconds. Pass goes to Taylor. Taylor to Jefferson. Jefferson gives it to Turlington. Turlington kicks it back out. Taylor from the baseline. He's up. Dexter wants a timeout. 2 seconds to go. And we're tied 68-68. Dexter got a timeout.
We're looking at double overtime right now. It'll be out of bounds underneath the Kennett goal, so Dexter will have to throw the ball the length of the floor, try to get a shot off or draw a foul.
Jeff Taylor with a clutch shot with about 4 seconds to go. Kennett was very, very, very patient. They got the ball with, about a minute 10 to go. They ran it down to about 6-7 seconds. They wanted Turlington to take it on the baseline. He couldn't. He had good defense on him. He kicked it out to Taylor. Taylor drove in to about 12 feet on the baseline from the right side and just put it up and in. And what a clutch shot by Taylor, but what a big steal by Jimmy Paul Smith with a minute 20.
Well, that was. And you got a lot of kids. You got to give credit to this one so far. But right now, the Bearcats have still got a chance. 2 seconds. The clock does not start until it touches someone. So I imagine they'll try to draw a foul in some form or fashion. But most of the time, the officials will not call a foul real close like here in this 2-second range and make the difference in the ball game. We'll just see what happens here.
68-68. We're in overtime right now. We could go to double overtime. It's going to be a full-length pass as they're going to put Pruitt on the right wing, and we're going to sandwich up or box up Smith, Chapman, and Russell. Look for Chapman to come out near midcourt.
These things rarely work. We'll find out what happens.
And Kennett intercepts it.
That's all right. That was a desperation deal. Bearcats are still in it. Tied 68-68. Only 4 points scored for each ball club in this first overtime.
We're going to go into double overtime.
I've run out of places to write.
Both teams scored, as you said, 4 points in the overtime. We're going to have to.
Tell you what, those free throws that the Bearcats missed earlier look awful big right now.
Awful big.
They shot 50% in the first half. Second half, they did do a better job.
They did a better job, but you know, as we talked earlier, that 50%, a lot of those misses were the front end of 1-and-1s, and that'll kill you, especially when you go into overtime, double overtime. Just even one of those free throws would have helped.
Well, they shot 50% in the first half. They were 8 out of 16, and the second half they were 6 out of 10, so not much better. Well, no, they were actually less than that because I counted the overtime. So actually they were 4 out of 8, so they shot 50% in the second half too.
And then in overtime they're 0 for 2.
They're 0 for 2. So
Jimmy Smith.
So they're back to 50% from the field, and just not really good free throw shooting for the Bearcats.
Kennett gets the ball to start the second overtime. No, they're going to jump it. I thought maybe they jump every overtime, I guess.
Yeah, and then that change of possession depends on who gets this ball right here. I don't know what they're fussing about.
Well, I do.
He's going to tip it backwards anyway.
Two Dexter players
We're sandwiched in there.
Now he pulls out.
They're going to tip it back anyway.
And Chapman gets the ball again as he moved out, picked up the loose ball. Jefferson tried to outsmart him and tip it back to where he was, but Chapman was there.
Nobody's on Hillis.
68-68. Chapman shot in and out, no good. Rebound. Tyrone Hampton of Kennett, as a shot from Chapman rolled the rim, came out, and Kennett with the chance to take the lead here in the double overtime. 68-68. Jefferson shots up and in. He used his right elbow, hit Hillis in the chin.
Just a power move that time by Jefferson, though. He just put it and stuck it right in there and used that big body of his to push him out of the way.
But he cleared it. No foul called in. Kennett with the lead. Chapman with it on the baseline from the left side. Kicks it out to Hillis at the top. Back to Chapman on the baseline. Inside to Pruitt. Pruitt turned around. He's blocked. Got his own rebound. Puts it up, and we had a foul. And it's going to go on Jefferson. That's 4 on Big Al. And John Prince going to come in for the Kennett Indians.
Al Jefferson can't believe that foul was called on him. And I can't believe it. If he takes him out, I can't believe it.
Well, he's not going to.
Well, John French went up there. And
John French went up. The buzzer sounded for him to come in.
He thought it was 5 fouls. Actually, if you check in, don't you check?
I think you got to go in.
I think you do, too.
Pruitt missed the free throw.
Well, the free throw woes really are bugging the Bearcats right now. They just cannot hit those free throws, shooting less than 50% right now.
Matt Pruitt will get another one if he misses it, but he didn't miss it. And Dexter within one, 70-69. Kennett with a 1-point lead. They have the basketball. Taylor with it at the top. To the right side to Jefferson. Jefferson to the top to Hampton. Hampton out to the wing. Taylor inside to Jefferson. Back to Taylor. Taylor to Jefferson. They're playing on the right side at 3-point range. Jefferson had it slapped away, but ran it down. Taylor with it now. Going to go in the lane. Shots up. Got it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Taylor can score. They've got some kids that can score. Taylor's only scored 6 points, but they've come in a crucial time in this contest.
Kennett leads by 3. Hillis with it. Kevin Hillis gives to Pruitt on the baseline. Turned around by Pruitt. Goes up. Did not go. And Jefferson clears the board for the Kennett in. That was to Turlington. Now he gives to Scott. Scott going to lay it up and in.
Boy, nobody back on defense. That just kills you. They did that earlier. The Bearcats got to get a 3 right now.
A 5-point Kennett Indian lead. We're in double overtime. And Hillis, 3-pointer from the right wing. Got it.
Boy, he gained a 3-pointer. They're back in it again.
74-72. Kennett by 2. Jeff Taylor with the basketball, guarded by Chapman. Penetrates the lane, slips down, but gets the ball off. And Turlington makes it, and foul from behind. Turlington with the basket. And Jeff Russell with the foul.
It all started by the penetration. You cannot let a guard penetrate that deep like there.
He got within 6-8 feet of the goal. He had the shot too, but bounced past inside to Turlington. Turlington put it up. He was fouled from behind by Russell.
I'll tell you what, Todd Turlington did some hot dogging out there, and Matt Pruitt looked over at him. He said, next time you're going out. And I don't blame him. Todd Turlington come out and did a little hot dog dance like I got you. And next time he'll be down on the ground.
Yep. Turlington with the shot. Got it. 3-point effort that time by Turlington. Back to a 5-point lead for the Kennett Indians. Hillis with it. On the right wing, 3-pointer again. Got it!
That's his spot. He's 3 for 3 over there.
And the official blows the whistle to stop the ball because the Kennett Indians was going to let the ball bounce around a while and kill the clock before they take it out of bounds. And now they inbound it. Taylor with it to the left side to Hampton. Hampton back to Taylor. Taylor to the right wing to Scott. Scott looks in. 39 seconds. Scott sandwich gets it back out. Kennett's playing the perimeter.
I'd foul Jefferson.
Jefferson's the one you got to foul. They let him get away with it.
I'd foul Jefferson as soon as he got the ball.
Hampton with it, 28 seconds. Kennett by 2. And we have a foul on Chapman. He had nothing to do. That's all he could do was go out and foul Taylor. Taylor shoot a 1-and-1. Well, Chapman with his first foul. And the clock's down to 24 seconds. 77 Kennett, 75 Dexter.
Jim Hall just signaled that as soon as we make a bucket call, a timeout on the other end. Real quick timeout. It's big free throws right here. Got to get a rebound.
Jeff Taylor with the free throw. Got the first one. 3-point Kennett leads.
I'll tell you what, those Kennett Indians, they play just like their coach did. Rough and tough. push and shove, and they really pound you inside. They've done a good job at that tonight.
In it by 3. Taylor missed it. Rebound, Pruitt. Outlet to Smith. Smith with it on the right side. Gives it to Pruitt at the top. Pruitt takes a 2. He has his foul. He stepped in. He wanted a three-pointer. He knew where he's at. He almost came down, walked, but he threw the ball up, and he was fouled.
That's 5 fouls, I think, on Jeff Taylor. We'll see. That's the ball handler going to have to leave the contest.
15 seconds to go.
Well, he called it on 2-1. He called it on Mark Scott. He called it on Mark Scott, and that's only his first, I think. Let's see.
Second.
Well, let's see. Wait and see. They've still got it up as the number 11. They called it on 11. They've changed it again. Let's see. Don Thomason's up. He's checking things out again. They say it's on 2-1, I think. And that is, and that's the second foul on Mark Scott.
At the line, Matt Pruitt. Dexter down by 3. Matt was going to take it at the top. He took another dribble. He realized he's at 2-point land. He's going to try to pass it out, and he was fouled. He's at the line shooting 2. Got the first one.
Well, his rotation is not really true. He's getting them to go in, but it's not a true good rotation like he's been doing the last couple games.
78-76. Kennett by 2. Pruitt can bring it within 1. He does.
Pruitt's got 32, I think now, maybe 31.
Now they inbound.
They've got a foul. They've got a foul.
And Russell does so. Gets Taylor.
Well, we got a 1-point ball game right here, Jim. 11 seconds left to go. Taylor will go to the line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1 as Coach Hall gives his players some instruction. Pressure free throws right here.
Well, 2 would only put them up by 3. Dexter come down going to triple overtime.
Holy cow. I think my heart can take it.
I don't think mine can either. 78-77. Kennett by 1. We're in double overtime. Jeff Taylor got the first one.
That's a 2-point contest now.
Taylor looking to extend the lead to 3. He was the man that they thought had just fouled out, but they came out and said, no, the foul was on Mark Scott, 21. Taylor hits them both. Kennett by 3.
Dexter's got to have a 3 right here.
They want timeout with 8 seconds to go. The Dexter Bearcats call a timeout. 80-77. Dexter got to set up a 3-point play where they go inside out. That Pruitt hit from the baseline. That's what normally they do in a place like this.
Well, they got Chapman. They got 3 guys that can hit that 3. You know,
Hillis is one that's hot.
Hillis is hot. He might go to Hillis, but the best way to get a 3-pointer is to take it inside, bust it outside. So I'm not sure who they'll go to. We'll have to see. I'm sure Pruitt will be on the outside. Chapman will be out there, and they may take it inside to Hillis and bounce it outside.
So watch for Kennett to foul early.
Well, you know, we always talk about this. Foul them right now, and then make them shoot a 1-and-1 or a 2-shot foul, and don't let them beat you. But I've only seen one team that did that was Bloomfield 2 years ago, and they almost lost.
They almost lost it, right. I remember that game. When we were talking about that time, they did what we thought, and it almost cost them the ball game. But
who were they playing? I forgot who they were playing.
It was in the tournament.
It was in the tournament, and they did what we talked about. Fouled, tried to draw the. They did exactly what everybody talks about since this rule's been in effect, and we'll just see what happens here. Dexter fans are holding up 3. They want 3.
And Pruitt will inbound the pass. 8 seconds left in double overtime. Kennett 80, Dexter 77. They go to Jimmy Paul Smith. Smith guarded by Taylor. Smith across time. Shoots the 3-pointer.
Oh!
Smith got it!
I don't believe it! I don't believe it!
With a 3-pointer in double overtime. We go to triple overtime.
I don't believe it! Don Thomason cannot believe it. He says, of all people, Jimmy Paul Smith will not shoot. He can't the 3-pointer.
Dexter flooded the left side of the gymnasium.
Oh,
the Kennett Indians went with them. Jimmy Paul Smith dribbled to the right side, 3-point range near the top of the key, and nailed that rascal.
Oh,
we're tied at 80.
Holy cow, this is a ball game, man.
Famous, have you ever seen anything like this?
Right down to the wire, all the way. And of all people to shoot, we talked about 3 players. Jimmy Paul Smith's name did not come up.
It absolutely did not.
But you know,
Kevin Hillis came up, Chapman came up, and so did Pruitt. But Jimmy Paul Smith took it to the right side. And I tell you what, give Jim Hall credit for guts and give Jimmy Paul credit for coolness.
I'm telling you, he wasn't open either.
Well, he had one on him.
He had a man running in his face.
But the rest of the team was all flooded to the left side. It was, well, he went to the right side, and they caught him. And
Don Thomason, he looked over there after it went through and just grinning and shaking his head going, what do we have to do to win this thing? We've had it won 3 or 4 times tonight.
now can Chapman get the tip for the third time. We're in triple overtime.
I'm out of room on my
I
book.
am too.
I can't write no more.
I'm out of air. I'm out of wind. And the Bearcats.
Re-jump.
No, they're going to get the ball to Dexter.
All right, we'll take it.
They're going to say Jefferson.
We deserve one of them.
Yep. I thought Pruitt out-jumped him then.
I'll tell you what, Jefferson still got 4 fouls, and so does
is
Farmer.
Taylor. Farmer's out. Taylor's got 4.
Okay, Taylor's got 4.
Jimmy Paul Smith with it. At the free throw line. Gives it now to Chapman at the top. They find Kevin Hillis. Hillis guarded by Hampton. Hampton playing with 3 fouls. Chapman almost traveled, but gave it to Jimmy Paul Smith. Dexter running the weave at the top. Now they go to the baseline to Pruitt. Pruitt fakes left, goes right, shots up. Did not go, and an offensive foul.
What?
And Jim Hall's gonna get it.
How can they call that? It's right in front of Jim Hall, and he is irate. I don't believe that Rhodes called that right in front of Jim Hall, and they called I guess it's a shove or a boot off.
Offensive foul, they said. He shoved off after he had the basketball. Kennett with the basketball. We're tied at 80. Scott with it. And Scott threw the ball to Jefferson. Nobody moved. The turnover gives the ball back to the Bearcats. And Jim Hall is grinning at Rhodes and clapping. Look at him, smiling at him. That's that old gas smile from the chili. 3-pointer by Chapman, off the back of the rim. Not a good shot by Chapman in overtime.
Well, he
but
didn't
you don't
like
tell
that.
a shooter not to shoot.
Jim Hall didn't like it, but they'll have to play the cards that's dealt them right now.
Taylor with it at the top for the Kennedinians. We're tied at 80. 2 minutes and the clock running. Kennett's going to stall. Now, as we say that, Hampton drives the lane. Shots up, no good. Pruitt with the rebound, loses it out of bounds.
Well, he went up high, got the ball, went to grasp with both hands, could not hold on, and both teams are showing some weariness right now.
Yeah.
They've been out there a long time playing.
Turlington set to inbound for the Kennedinians. They led by 5 in the double overtime. Dexter came back to tie it. They have it. Hampton from the right side got it.
Boy, he had Jimmy Paul right in his face, and he canned that, baby. And you better stay on him. If he turn him loose, he'd get 30 every night.
Kennett by 2, 82 to 80. Pruitt at the top, 3-pointer. Got it!
Oh, it's 2 fighters going at it. Pruitt gets another one, and I can't figure out how many he's got.
83-82.
Holy cow.
Jefferson with it. Now it goes on the baseline to Hampton. Hampton, no good. Rebound. Dexter, Russell, Allen pass to Pruitt, slapped away by Kennett.
That's back court.
Back court, but they didn't call it.
He tipped that ball back court and went and got it. That's a turnover, and they missed that one.
83-82, Dexter by 1. Jefferson with it, that's the free throw line. Going to drive the baseline, lays it up, missed it. Pruitt with the rebound for the Dexter Bearcats.
Take it on down, they got a man hurt.
They've got Hampton on the floor.
They can't call timeout.
They can't call timeout. Dexter has the ball. They lead by 1. And they're going to play the
4 corners.
Chapman with it now. Back to Pruitt. Pruitt has been hand checked by Scott, but nothing being called. They give it to Smith. Right back to Pruitt. Pruitt has slapped by Scott. He's looking for some help, but Taylor can't come out. Taylor's got 4. And now
we've got a man hurt, and it's Hampton 3. And that's not a good sign for the Kennet Indians, because Hampton is an excellent shooter. He's the man they've been going to, and he's limping off. He'll have to come out, and Kennet wants a timeout, and I don't know what else to say.
I don't either, except we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Switch to a higher level of earning power. Invest in Mercantile Bank's Platinum Money Market Account. On balances of $25,000 or more, you'll earn a rate that changes weekly to keep pace with overall interest rates. As rates go up, so do your earnings. And at Mercantile, you'll have access to your account whenever you want it. There's no withdrawal penalty. And your Platinum Money Market Account is insured to the limits set by the FDIC. Switch your funds to the new Platinum Money Market Account at your nearby Mercantile Bank. Bloomfield, Dexter, Essex, and Marble Hill. Member FDIC.
This is KDEX FM Dexter.
83-82. We're in triple overtime. Dexter by 1.
Say what, these fans have been on their feet for just about an hour. Well, I'm serious. They've been on their feet for about 45 minutes. Ever since the Bearcats started making their big rally about halfway through that fourth quarter, they've stood on their feet in unison and cheered for these Bearcats as one. And now they've got a chance to win it. Pruitt with the line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1.
We've got an overflow crowd. There's a big crowd out in the lobby. They'll have a homecoming dance after this game. If this game gets over, it's almost 10 o'clock. Usually we're out of the gym by 10.
Al Jefferson's in. John French has checked back in for rebounds. John's going to go back in there.
And they took Hampton out. They're going
to hurt. They're hurting in the guard slot. They just got two ball handlers in there now. But they do have some good rebounding strength in there, which they need.
They only got one ball handler. Scott's not real good at handling the ball. Farmer's the only one. And Pruitt gets the first one.
He'll get another one. Jefferson was in the lane anyway, so that's the third time Jefferson's made that mistake. But Pruitt hit all three of those.
Yep. 84-82.
Pruitt's got all 4 points in this triple overtime. Make it 5. Okay, Bearcats, let's play defense now.
35 seconds left in triple overtime. Dexter 85, Kennett 82. Looking back door for Jefferson. He couldn't get it to him. Now they give it to Turlington. Turlington does. Oh, they call a blocking. Ooh.
Bucket did not go in.
Bucket did not go in. And I tell you what I think happened. I think Russell bumped Hillis and made him move as Turlington came in. Turlington drew the foul, drew the free throw. Kevin Hillis set up to draw the charge. He was there, but I think Jeff Russell came up from behind, and Kevin wants a timeout.
I think it was a good call.
Oh, I do too, but I think it's because Hillis was bumped.
He was late getting there. And really not too bad a deal, but I tell you what, Turlington's an excellent free throw shooter, just a clutch kid. You know, he was their quarterback for all season for 2 years, and he's just a clutch performer, and they want him at the line probably right here.
But they're down by 3.
They're down by 3.
And Dexter got the lucky roll because the ball did not go in. Had it gone in, he'd been looking to tie it. Now what he can do is make them both and bring them within 1.
Yeah, we've got a ball. This is a heck of a ball game. I'll tell you what. If y'all, I hope we've done it justice trying to give it as exciting as it's been so far.
It ain't over yet.
It ain't over yet because it could go to the 4th overtime. Both these teams, if you remember last year, was the same type contest, went right down to the wire. Dexter lost 65-61.
And they're propping John Bankin up again. Oh, Curly.
Yeah, John is, he's curling what he got left.
Yeah, well.
And he's looking pretty good, I'll tell you.
I tell you what, since he tightened it down, you can see the ball spot up there. Used to when it was kind of long, looked like he had something up there, but right now it's kind of shiny at the top.
Well, John's even fired up about this whole thing, so Curry's going to shoot a 1-and-1 right here.
He's standing between Esther and LeGrand. Now that's a thorn among roses, or a rose among thorns. I don't know which.
Fair to draw to.
Turlington made it.
I'll tell you what, Todd Turlington is the man they want there. Todd is 4 out of 4 from the line.
And Chapman got in too quick. He needs to time his approach a little early. Now he can go in. Turlington missed it. Rebound, Pruitt. We have a foul. Going to go on Jefferson. That's his 5th one.
Jefferson's out, and boy, I'd like to see that call because that's the same foul they called on Kevin Stafford in the same situation, and Steve Rhodes had enough guts to call it in the close game, and that's an excellent call. Good officiating by Steve Rhodes.
I tell you, we can get up here and talk, but it's been a good officiated game for the game that's been played.
Yeah, it sure has. A lot of
we've seen, but it's been equal. They have been consistent, and that's all you can ask for is for officials to be consistent. And in a game like this, as Kennett calls another timeout, I think Steve Rhodes, I don't know the other official, but I think they have called an excellent ball game.
Well, they both have, and win or lose, I think they both called a good ball game. And I tell you what, when you got all the fans standing up, and this whole contest, it's a tough game to call because when you get excited, the kids get excited, and you'll miss a call, and they're on you. It's just a tough game.
In case you just joined us, we're in triple overtime. The Dexter Bearcats lead by 2, 85-83. There are 26 seconds left in triple overtime. At the end of the regulation, we were tied at 64. We were tied at 68. At the end of the first overtime. And I don't remember what we were.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We're tied at 80. Yep.
And now it's 85-83.
Yeah, that's right. We're tied at 80 at the end of into the second overtime.
But the second overtime really produced a lot of points. The first one only produced 4, but the second one, overtime, 3 minutes, produced 12 points.
And and the Bearcats hit 3 3-pointers in that second overtime, and that was
Kevin Hillis hit 2 of them, and then Jimmy Paul Smith hit the one at the buzzer.
At the buzzer
to go to 3 overtime.
Unbelievable.
Kevin Hillis at the line shooting 1 and 1. Free throws have been the game. Dexter didn't hit them, but they had down the stretch. And Hillis missed it again. Rebound picked up by Pruitt.
What a big play right there.
Smith with the they gives to Chapman, and Chapman's fouled by Turlington. That's going to be 4 on Todd Turlington.
Boy, I tell you what, this game has been a series of big plays by big players. Pruitt comes out, makes that big steal right there. Jimmy Paul sends it into triple overtime. Shannon Chapman sends it into single overtime.
Right, he sent it into overtime with a basket on the baseline, and Kennett takes their last time out with 19 seconds. They're going to have to do something. They're down by 2, and Dexter has Shannon Chapman at the free throw line. Chapman has 2 points, and that was the basket that put us into overtime.
I'll tell you what.
Out of the regulation ball game. That was an hour ago.
This Dexter club has showed me something. They've come back, and they've sucked it up the last. They played real poorly the third and fourth quarters, and then finally the last part of the third quarter, they picked it up a notch and really put on a show.
Well, the second quarter they didn't do too well.
No, that was awful. Awful second
and third quarter was the worst. The fourth quarter they came out and began to come on, and towards the end they did light it up, and they caught them. And at the tail end of the fourth quarter, Chapman got his basket from the left side, and we went into overtime. And from then on, it's been big play after big play after big play, and that rebound by Pruitt was about as big as any of them right now because Dexter got the ball back. They were leading by 2, but Hillis missed a free throw. Pruitt went in, got the rebound, came back out, took about 6-7 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that was it really wasn't a rebound, it was a loose ball. You know, he just went and got the ball.
Well, it came to the floor, and he picked up the loose ball off the floor.
Shannon Chapman now to shoot a 1-and-1.
But again, Jefferson, the big rebounder for Kennett, has fouled out. Chapman with the 1-and-1. First one's up, got it.
Oh, boy, pressure. Boy, this one could send it to 4, and I don't think they have any more timeouts. And this is a crucial free throw right here for Shannon Chapman. And I think Jim Hall's got 2 or 3 timeouts.
Yep. I don't think he wants any. Chapman missed it. Rebound, Pruitt. Pruitt
with another rebound. Unbelievable.
And he's going to be fouled. With the hood on.
Pruitt with 2 big rebounds, and that may just seal it if Pruitt can hit these 2 free throws.
I believe Tyrone Hampton picked up his 4th.
Yeah,
he did.
They're going to call that on Tyrone, but I think the ball come right back to Pruitt. Pruitt went up and grabbed it and was getting fouled down low. And there's what you just talked about. Al Jefferson would have been on that side.
Yeah.
He had fouled out.
That's 2 in a row that Al would have been there on that side, and it came to Pruitt because Pruitt was about 4 or 5 inches taller than either the Kennett players on either side of him. Scott playing at 5'11", Hampton at 6 foot, and Pruitt hits the first one.
Boy, that's big free throws. Matt Pruitt now has hit 5 out of the last 5 free throws. He's 5 out of 6.
I've got 6 out of 7 in the overtimes.
That's probably right. I don't know.
I don't either.
I've lost track.
Pruitt missed it. Rebound, kicked out. Pruitt got it. Gives it to Jimmy Paul. Kennett down by 4. Dexter 87, Kennett 83. 8 seconds left. Jimmy Paul attacked at midcourt. Tyrone is just fouled out.
He's out of here.
And the ball game has finally seen.
I'll tell you what, the fat lady may be warming up. 6 seconds left, and Bearcats up by 4.
And Jim Hall wants a timeout. I guess he's going to water his carnation.
Well, they got to get Tyrone out of there. He's fouled out. Then the Dexter Bearcats will call timeout.
Yeah, Rose is saying, wait a minute.
They've got to make a substitution.
And they do. They bring in Chris Whitfield, a 6'3" sophomore. And, you know, he came in at the Christmas tournament and played a good ball game, and this is his first time in.
Yeah, well, they saved him 1 quarter off the B team, and Don Thompson's calling his troops over there. They're going to talk it over. 6 seconds left, 87-83, and this one's been a barn burner, and the Dexter Bearcats fans is kind of rubbing Kennett fans just a little bit the other way because they've been cheering for 3 quarters, And now Bearcats wants to cheer a little bit now.
87-83. We're in triple overtime.
I'll tell you what, this has been a game. Homecoming. These boys will remember this one for a long time, you know.
Absolutely. They'll go to 18-3 on the season, looking for their first 20-game win in many, many moves.
And this is just a taste of what is to come down in that regional down there at New Madrid.
I hope we play somebody besides Kenneth first time.
Jimmy Paul Smith will shoot a
1-1.
Shoot a 1-1. Dexter Bearcats play back. They can't stop the clock.
He makes the first one.
So all they have to do is take the ball out of bounds and hold it, and this game is history.
Well, they don't even have to take it out now. 5 seconds, they don't even have to get it.
No, that's what I mean. Just stand out of bounds and hold the ball.
Well, Kenneth got Jimmy Paul gets them both. It's 89-83. And Dexter putting on a little bit of pressure. Prince with it. 2 points. Up no good. That's the ball game. The Dexter Bearcats 89, the Kenneth Indians 83, and triple overtime. And a very, very dejected, rejected time. Kenneth 80, Dexter 77. They go to Jimmy Paul Smith. Smith guarded by Taylor. Smith across time. Shoots the three-pointer.
Oh!
Smith got it.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
And a very, very dejected, rejected Kenneth Indians ball club makes their move to their locker room.
Well, Don Thompson shook hands with Jim Hall, and they were both smiling, and it's a good ball game, a good.
But again, the Dexter Bearcats win the homecoming 89-83 over a very fine Kenneth Indians in triple overtime. At the end of regulation, we were tied at 64. The first overtime, we were tied at 68. At the end of the second overtime, we were tied at 80 via a three-point basket by Jimmy Smith at the buzzer. And then in third overtime, the Dexter Bearcats go on to win 89-83.
I don't know if I've got them added up right, but I'm going to give them to you anyway.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, this is quite a ball game, one of the most exciting games that I've been affiliated with in a long time. For the Kenneth Indians, the scoring went like this. They put several people in double figures. Leading scorer was Jeff Farmer. Jeff Farmer come in, he got 20 points. Tyrone Hampton come off the bench, and he got 18. Al Jefferson had a fine ball game, hitting 12 points. Mark Scott had 14, well above his average. Todd Turlington only had 8. Jeff Taylor with 9, and John French come off the bench for a total of 6 points. Moving to the Dexter Bearcats, they had an excellent ball game from Matt Pruitt. Matt Pruitt had 38 points in the contest. Jimmy Paul Smith had 17, and 3 of those being the biggest 3 points of his career thus far this year. And that's sending this contest into triple overtime. Kevin Stafford had 5 points, got into early foul trouble and had to leave early. Kevin Hillis had a good ball game. He had 20. Kevin Hillis hit two three-pointers in the second overtime to get us back to where we were at. And you got to remember, Jimmy Paul Smith was right there along with Kevin Hillis. Both of them hit several three-pointers to get us through those 3 overtimes. Jeff Russell had 7 points, and Shannon Chapman, he hit only 2 points. Shannon just had 2 points.
He had 3.
Shannon Chapman had 3 points, but
he had a free throw in the triple overtime. 2
of them sending us to overtime, and
right.
So that was the biggest 2 points that he'll probably get all year long, and for a total of 80 some odd points, whatever it was, 89.
Has our statistician come up with the figures yet?
No, he doesn't have any figures. He's run out of ink in his ink pen, he said. Matt Pruitt had an excellent game too, rebounding. Matt Pruitt had 14 points, and
he had 14 rebounds.
14 rebounds, but 3 of them, 3 rebounds coming at the most crucial time of the ball game.
Yeah.
They're in the triple overtime.
And as we talked in the overtime, he lined up on the left side of the line. And usually to his left is big Al Jefferson. And Jefferson, in all honesty, is probably a better rebounder. And he would have been closer. The ball came to where Al would have been. But Pruitt was able to use his size to his advantage, go in and get a rebound, then come back and got the second rebound in the third one. And that was just it. The foul on Al Jefferson really proved to be big for the Kenneth.
Well, this was a game of spurts both ways. It'll be interesting to see how long Jim Hall talks. If he ever makes it up here.
I don't know if he's going to make it or not.
He'll make it. He'll make it up here. But this is a game of spurts. But we've talked about this for years. That basketball is a game of spurts, up and down the floor. And both teams had their runs. I made a comment at halftime that if Dexter can hold off their run and keep them to around 10 points, that they can get back in it. And Kenneth got up to as much as 12 points early in the third quarter. Dexter fought back, kept it to 10 points into the end of the third quarter, and outscored them by 10 points. They outscored the Kent Indians 25-15 in the fourth quarter, and that sent us to all the overtimes and finally got us to a score 89-83 in favor of the Bearcats.
Jim Hall's coming up. We'll be back to talk to him in just 30 seconds.
Cover it.
I don't know. You can get to pay the bill. Mitchell's not had a heart attack.
Well, you know, that was back from the dead parts 1, 2, and 3 by the time that game was over, because we sure came back from you know, a virtually impossible situation in regulation. And how many overtimes did we play?
3.
Well, I honestly don't know. It all ran together there at the end. I know that in one of the overtimes, I think it must have been the second one that we were 6 down. You know, well, we had it one. Yeah, we had it one in the first overtime, and they hit the shot. I thought the players out there for Kennett, I thought they thought the game was tied, and they were 2 down, and they looked like they were just playing around with a shot. And kid jumped up and hit a long jumper on the baseline, or we'd have won it then. And then in the second overtime, you know, we got 6 or 7 down, and came back, and Jimmy made the 3-pointer at the buzzer.
Before you say another word, Mitchell, I want to know about that. Was that the design play with Jimmy Paul to shoot the 3-pointer?
Well, he was the second option. The first option, we set a triple pick for Pruitt, and they played a man, they floated a man in a zone, and didn't play our inbounder, and we triple picked for Pruitt, and he was covered, and Jimmy looked at him, and we were just going to lob it down here on the 3-point line for a shot, and Jimmy looked, and he was covered, and he was the second option, just penetrate to the head of the circle and shoot. We only had 8 seconds. You know, we really couldn't set up anything. It had to have something quick. So, you know, that was back from the dead then, and we came back in the fourth quarter, you know, and I mean in the third overtime, and got behind and ahead and behind, and then finally got the ball and the lead and forced them to foul us. And you know, we gave them all kinds of chances because we didn't make free throws, especially in the first half. When we jumped out on them, you know, we could have really got out on them if we'd have made some free throws. But
well, for the game regulation, you were about 50%. Then you were 0 for 2 in the first overtime. Then on, you took hold.
It was poor free throw shooting, but I tell you what, I told him in the dressing room, I've coached, I couldn't remember, it's either 22 years or 47. I couldn't remember for sure which.
47, I think.
47, probably closer. But I don't believe, you know, in all seriousness, I don't believe I've ever seen a Dexter team that put on a gutsier performance than these kids did tonight. You know, we could have quit.
Absolutely.
We could have quit in regulation because we'd got back. We'd come from 10 down, and we got back 1 ahead and had the momentum, and we turned the ball over 3 times and go 7 down. You know, we could have quit. Key item, you know, we put Chris Rahm in the game for defensive purposes because he makes a big play over on the sideline and gets a turnover, and it had to be one of the key things in the game. It just had to be. I told him there in the third overtime when we had the game won. I said we've won this ball game because of your play, Chris. You know, you go in and you play tough defense and create a turnover over there. But it was a tremendously gutsy performance. We could have quit numerous times. Of course, you know, you got to look at the other side. You got to look at the guys in the black shirts, and they had the lead, and they had the lead and let us come back. But you know, they never quit when we got the opportunity to put them away, and they never quit. And you got to compliment them. That's a tremendously athletic ball club that Kennett has, and I really don't know how we won the ball game when you compare the athletes on their team and the athletes on our team. They're really an athletic group.
Jimmy goes 18-3 on the season. We've got a game tomorrow night in Poplar Bluff. You play the preliminary game for Three Rivers basketball game. Is it Winona?
We play Winona. We played them last year over there. I think it's a really good thing for our kids. It's something to look forward to in the latter part of the season. And it's sort of a big, you know, it's an unusual thing to get to go and play on the Three River Raider court and then watch the Raiders play. We play somebody. The purpose of the game is to play somebody that we don't normally play or see. Winona's over in the western part of the state, and it's somebody that we don't see, and it's, you know, it's just something a little bit different, and the kids look forward to it, and it's, you know, something different at the end of the season. But Winona last year had a Super Bowl club. They were quarterfinalists in the state tournament. They finished something like 24-6 for the season. I think we played our best ball game of the season last year over there against them, and we ended up beating them by a big score. But we played super. They're not quite as tough this year as they were last year. But you know, our big thing is going to be to come back play tomorrow night.
Well, again, it was homecoming, 1990-91 winter sports.
Did anybody up here, did you hear anybody yelling for their money back?
Wendell.
Wendell?
He didn't pay to get
Wendell
in.
didn't pay to get in, wanted his money back.
87-83. We're in triple overtime.
I'll tell you what, this has been a game, homecoming. These boys will remember this one for a long time.